Hello. Mic check, looks good. Sounds like we are doing good. Okay. Hello, SOD. Is there, I wonder if, like, SOD actually means something funny. Hello, landscaping name. Cthulhu. Welcome. Okay, I gotta download this week's Dragon of the Week and then put it on OGS. It's gotta be the Dragon of the Week. Gotta be the Dragon of the Week. Yeah. Thank you. We actually made like 4 different Go boards, and Kara and I were looking through them, like which ones do we think look good? And we were between the pearls and the elements. Then I was looking through the dragons, and I was like, okay, I think this set goes with the pearls, and I couldn't find anything for the elements, so we made the element stones the item of the week, and the dragon set the set of the week. Oh yeah. No, like I understand soul that, or departure that you might like being called departure, but I want to say your name in the funniest way possible. As the person who is speaking, I like my words sounding funny. I love the users who get on have like the weirdest sounding names. Like Rubber Fluffer or something. Okay. Game reviews. Who would like one? Who would like a game review? Okay, I read left to right. I don't know which, like, direction you read, but I read left to right. I don't know, like, you guys are like some Asian, Japanese names or something where the last name comes first or something, but no, I read left to right. My name is first name, then last name, not last name, then first name. My sister's dyslexic. I don't know if she messed up names, though. I don't know if names was one of the things that she messed up. She was really bad at mixing up the math numbers. Like, she knew the math easily enough. She just kept putting the wrong, like, solving the wrong numbers. I'm just stupid. I wouldn't say I'm stupid. I just put all of my knowledge into one aspect of life. And that is Go. And everything else, I'm like, that's not important. English, grammar, math, calculus, that's not important. I have Go. It's everything I need. Welcome people who are joining. It is an open review, so if you would like a review, just join the queue with Clossius. Speaking of, I need to actually update that command. Boom, 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 boom. I was mimicking the ad. Don't laugh at me. There's no telling with me. You could walk into the room and there's no telling what I'll be doing or talking about. Custom. Queue. Join the queue using Clossius coins down below. All right. And then the alerts. That's the other thing that keeps getting me, that I keep forgetting to do off stream. And I never remember until it comes up and reminds me. Alerts. Are you playing, are you talking about Bats, Simul? Herb, did you play Bats? That should work. Yeah, a Go TwitchCon. Advertise my crap. Well, if you need some crap in your life, there's SumegoDragon.com. The best kind of crap. The crap that keeps on giving you more crap. Because I keep uploading crap for the Sumego Dragon crap. And then also, if you would like lessons, you can do so here. This is the last week for the tournament bundle sale. And welcome new people. If you would like a game review, it is open reviews. Just give me a game and I can yell at you. I mean, teach you. Ooh, you're still playing Bats. Quiz, Enoton, Herv, Trees. Oh, I was looking for Herv 3. Forgot usernames are different. Twitch chat. Twitch chat. Twitch chat is 3 on? I didn't know you guys were that strong. How did this game end up going? That's about right. That's about right. You know what blew my mind? I glanced at the opening yesterday, and I'm like, okay, white's plus half a point, you know, as usual. It's fine, fine. And then he made white a stick, and white was up by 3 points. Yeah, so you can join the queue, but the queue's empty. But you join the queue with Clossius coins, the gold coin below chat. But it's empty right now, so you can just send me a link. How is this negative 3 points? Maybe it's not good, but 3 points? Crazy. Nice moves are cuttable. She needs to watch my freaking stream, man. How are you... Like, watch Clossius. Why are you learning things from other pros? Watch Clossius. He'll teach you Knight's moves are cuttable. Don't do a Knight's move from a weak group. Freaking pro. Okay. Are you Dad Frog? I hope you're Dad Frog, because that's a funny name. Freaking daughter was stolen away by that freaking prince when he kissed her, right? My condolences for your loss of a daughter. Became a freaking human. Let's see. Da, 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 da. It's good so far. What level am I reviewing for? My guess is between 13 and 7. Okay. You could also go here, 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 but I don't like cutting points. Oh, I'm so good. I'm so good at this. Cutting points are a thing. If I double Hane, what's the problem? Because there's a shortage of liberties right now. You can't, like, just go here because of double Atari. So, you could double Hane, and that is because white has very low liberties. Wait, no, don't do it now. I mean, I guess, but this is completely different now, because now it's not a double Atari, and you can be cut. Uh-oh. It is falling apart. You were one Hane too late. One move too late on that Hane. And everything fell apart. Okay, watch your cutting points. It looks like you are underestimating cutting points. Here and here. They get you in trouble. It is the secret to attack and defense. Yeah, that was a very bad exchange. There's nothing good for you here. This is good, but, like, you didn't need any of these moves. That's a double Atari. Wait, if you get 2 moves, then doesn't that, like, almost make up for it? Are you gonna get a third? Oh. I don't like these. These is not good. This is what you want to stop doing. All of this is good. That's a cutting point, but down here looks great. I'd go here. Because this is third line, so it's kind of settled. If I was going to play on the right, it would be fourth line because I want to develop. I'm not after this. This is nothing now because both black and white are here. So I'm not after this. I am after this. And third line is not very good at getting this circle. Okay, so I want fourth line if I want to do that. I personally like doing this because if I do that, they can shoulder hit, right? But if I do this, I'm kind of like inviting them to come in. And in an ideal scenario, I will get to attack them and make profit while they're struggling to make life. So maybe they do something like this, and then I can start taking profit. Maybe they go like this, and then start running away. Then I can start making fourth line territory. Maybe take their base and then make fourth line territory. Start profiting. That's the idea. You want to attack something. I would love to attack something right here. You really do not like this tiger's mouth. Okay. Fun history lesson. Ready? Before AI, playing the 3-3 in the opening was bad. Terrible. Everyone knew it. Everyone knew it. Okay? No one would do this. Everyone knew this was bad. This is because black's influence is far too good. It is not worth 10 points in the corner. It's just not. This is good for black. Okay? Then the AI came out. And it was like silly humans. Just don't play the Hane. just don't play the Hane and give them that Tiger's Mouth, because that Tiger's Mouth makes the wall really, really strong. But if you don't play the Hane, it's fine. And if you need to, you can just play right here and then Tanuki, and it's fine. You have this peep later and everything. But if you give them that Tiger's Mouth, of course it's bad, because the Tiger's Mouth is really good, because it's a very strong wall. So, according to our history lesson, this Tiger's Mouth is the entire reason we didn't play 3-3 back in the past. So white playing the Hane is saying they haven't understood the AI's 3-3 tutorials or something. I don't know. Something witty. So don't underestimate those. Those are really good. It makes your wall alive, it has no cutting points, and then anything in this area will be attacked by a solid, strong, connected wall instead of a wall with cutting points. Very useful. I think you don't quite understand how the center works. So on the top, you're underestimating these Tiger's Mouth, and on the bottom, you keep playing third line moves and not getting the center. The center is what you want right here. You've already established the sides, so you need to make your position go up. Well, this is good for defending your weak group, but I don't know. I'd still want this Tiger's Mouth. Tiger's Mouth's there. Staying connected is really good, okay? Staying connected is good. This is a little bit of annoying Aji. It's just annoying. But it's fine. Not a huge deal. Fix the freaking Tiger's Mouth. You do this. I have all kinds of in-game Tesujis here. Wait, what? Did you say attacking? How? It has 2 eyes. It literally has 2 eyes. How could you attack? I don't know if you know what attacking means. Go here. Take the shape point. Shape point of the diagonal is the Tiger's Mouth. That way, it can't just kick and make a potential eye in the future. I don't know what you're doing. I'm sorry. I don't know what this does. I just want to surround white. Surround, surround, surround. Surround is the way to win. Okay, fun fact. 2 spaces. Bad. Okay. These are not like super great shapes. What they are good for is playing Sabaki, because you go 3 lines instead of 2. Like a 1-space jump just jumps over 1 line, so it's only 2 lines up. And the 2 space is 3 lines up. So it's faster, but it comes with a lot more Aji, like cutting points and stuff. So it's good for Sabaki, but not so good for, say, building up an area. Because when you build up an area, you want to fight in this area. You don't want to fight with a bunch of cutting points. You want to fight with solid connections, right? Also, there's not a fight here. The fight's over here, not over here. So I think you're trying to make points in Gote with cuttable shapes. That's what it feels like to me. I'm not saying this is the better move, but you didn't make a Tiger's Mouth again. just pointing that out, you know. Not saying it's something you have to do or anything, but it's just becoming a frog meme now. Frogs don't like tigers. It still might be worth it, actually. Well, no, sorry. Do this one. This one's better. Because you want a base. My point here is you want the eye space. You want the base. You want to be strong. Because if you, say, get invaded immediately, and you want to fight, well, now you might become attacked instead. Like maybe here or here. You never know, right? All of this Aji can interfere with the fight. I don't know what the right answer is. If we Clossius approach it, then just go here and then defend. This is the Clossius approach. I want to say it's here. I don't know. I'm being nitpicky over points. I'm just being nitpicky. I think you're about to make the center and Gote again. Okay, so here's something that you should probably think about. You've played all these moves in the center. And you've gotten like 5 points for it. The center is for fighting. Okay, so what you want to do is to set up a position to force your opponent to go in so you can attack them and make points in Sente. The way you win and go is you make a positive exchange rate. Do not make points. That is the incorrect answer. Go is not about making points. Go is about making more points than your opponent. There's a difference. 1 is just points, and 2 is an exchange rate. Okay? Think of Go like trying to make money. It doesn't matter how much money you make if it's all something you have to pay back to your debt or whatever, right? So if you make $100, but you immediately have to give it back, you've made nothing. So your profit margin is nothing. But if you make $5 and you have to get nothing back, your profit margin is $5, right? So Go is kind of like that. You want to set up positions that will get you a profit. Don't just make money and then lose money. If your opponent's the debt or whatever, it's going to always try to take money from you. Like, they're the bank. They always want to profit off of you. Hey! Think for me. Welcome, welcome. So set up a position, invite your opponent in, and attack them by unsettle, surround, and then try to make profit, points in Sente. Nobi. So here's kind of a fighting concept. When you're in a fight, you want to fight from the weaker side. Honestly, you might just go here. I don't know. Try to stay on the weaker side, because that way you're strengthening yourself while attacking. If you attack from the strong side, then you're attacking yourself. I think that's a pretty negative exchange. I think you lost points here. That is not cash. 2 space jumps are not cash. Okay, let's see. Probably have some ways in here. There's a lot of potential Aji right here. There's also a lot of Aji right here. There's this Aji as well. So I feel like if we get creative, we could find a way to bust through this. Well, I started endgame, which is good, but I want to get these. These are much more important. Yep. And then you can go here. Okay, this looks cool, but like, if white goes here, what's the follow-up? If we read like 3 moves. 1, 2, where's number 3? Let's see what you did. Okay. If I go here, white's line is right here. Hello, Les. White's line is right here, and let's say you have 2 points. Okay, so white's line is right here, so let's say you've taken away maybe 3? 2? 2 or 3? And you've lost a lot because now, well, because now you have to defend all this stuff over here. Hey, welcome, Waxing Cats. What? 6, 8. I don't even know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points in Gote. Maybe 8 points in Gote. This feels very large. This is really big. This didn't even fix the cutting point. What is happening right now? Yep, that's a pretty big move. Cutting points. They are important. Really? Really? Just there. Yeah. Read before you play. Read before you play. This is a big thing. Okay. So the last thing you have to work on at the Q level, and I would rather you work on this sooner rather than later. Okay. The sooner you work on this habit, the easier it'll be. But a lot of 3 Qs to 1 Dawn are the rank they are because one of the leading factors of their play is crap like this. They'll see Aji. They'll say, hey, this looks very interesting. So they'll play it. But they don't read it. Because if you read just a little bit further, you'll know it doesn't go anywhere. You have to read before you play, right? And then, once you read it, maybe try the last move first. That way you don't lose points while doing it. But this whole I played out, die, and then Tanuki is what keeps like the last few ranks of Q players. It's that habit of I just don't read it before I play. Probably like this move. I just like what? Why? Why? It's just -5 points for no good reason. Okay. So if I go right here, you can't block me. So you have to go here, right? And then in the future, I'll be able to do this. So let's say there's 1 point right here because black can block and go take and get 2. So we'll say 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But maybe there's a cutting point. I'm going to say 5. Make it easy. Versus if I do this and then this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish. And now this will never be Sente. So we're gonna say 7 because I think you can get that extra point now. So it's -2 points. But why? This self-discipline is like the last thing that holds you back at the Q ranks. So the sooner you work on it, the better. Habits are one of those things, the longer you do it, the harder it is to break. So you want to get good habits like fast, and you want to break bad habits fast. The longer you wait, the harder it is to break. Double Hane, it looks like this is one of your blind spots because you've missed this twice now. When there's a Hane at the head of 2, the double Hane is a very nice shape because it threatens the double Atari. Same with the left. So make sure you're looking for these in your reviews. You want to train your eyes to see them. What is wrong with this move? Why? What is wrong with it? Well, so did your opponent. Like, that's the thing. Okay, So this is something that I've been telling my students, okay? Stuff like this is why you're losing a lot of the fights that you're losing. Okay, it looks super obvious when I show you, right? But it's very difficult to notice every single double-digit Q Tsuji. Okay, if you could know every single double-digit Q Tsuji at a glance, you'd probably be like 5Q, 4Q, or even 3Q, okay? Missing simple Go problems is a very common thing. The reason is, it's simple if we're looking at that, if it's a simple Go problem to solve. But if we're thinking about a dozen other things on top of that, it's very easy for it to slip through the cracks because we're trying to think about so many things. So what you do to counteract that, you can use whatever Go problem site you want, but I'm going to use Mango Dragon because that's what I'm making. The way you counteract that is you do a lot of simple problems. So this one you could say is a net, probably. It's a type of net. It's an Atari into a net-ish. So just do a lot of them. What I recommend is you do like 100 to 200 easy Go problems a day. Okay, they don't need to be hard. Hey, welcome everyone. Thank you for the raid. So what you need to do is just easy Go problems and just do hundreds of them. If you do 100 easy Go problems, let's say it takes 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. You do 5 to 10 minutes of easy Go problems a day, your middle game drastically improves. Now, here's the problem. A lot of people will only do life and death problems. Life and death is only one aspect of fighting. It is an important aspect. It is very important to know your life and death, because when you get surrounded, you could lose the game if you don't know it. Very important, right? But it is not the only aspect of life and death. Nets and ladders are very important for capturing cutting stones. Squeeze, very important for gaining strength in Sente in the area for the fight. There's in-game Tsujis. Those are really good for gaining another 10 to 20 points in in-game. And then there's life and death. There's connection Tsujis. There's cut Tsujis. All of these are aspects in the game. Okay, so you need to master all of your double-digit Q tactics if you are single-digit Q. Okay, that is how you master the middle game. 90%, maybe 95% of the middle game is just understanding the cutting point. Second line cuts. Third line cuts is a very common mistake where they just don't read their third line cutting point. The very common one that I see. Missing nets, kind of like this one. I don't know if this is a net specifically. It's kind of a net. It's basically a double Atari net or something. But missing this, very, very common. Missing nets, missing ladders is a really common one because everyone wants the easy Atari, but it's not exactly super obvious when something's a ladder, right? But if I give it to you, you can solve it instantly. But while you're thinking about a dozen things, can you solve it? That's the key. You can't miss it while you're thinking about a dozen other things. You need to be able to do your double-digit Q shapes 100% of the time while thinking about a dozen other things simultaneously. When you are looking at your games, look past move 100. Past move 100 is where the double-digit Q mistakes usually start because our brains are tired. Our brains are trying to wrap up the game. They're trying to finish. It's trying to just see what is left rather than how can I maximize. It goes into a different mindset. Yeah. So past move 100, make sure you double down your focus because it's one of those habit things again, like I mentioned earlier about habits. Past move 100 is a habit that we have to break ourselves of as soon as we can because our brains try to enter I'm wrapping this up, I'm going to finish it mode, rather than the fight mode to try to maximize value. The mindset changes. And so you start making a lot of simple mistakes. Yeah, this is a big blunder. You don't need fancy strategies if you just find all these 5-point mistakes. Like, that's what? Easily 4 to 5 points. This one's white's -2 or -3, whatever it was. Another -4 right here. Like, there's so many of these in the game. Like, you wouldn't believe. Single-digit Q, mastering single-digit Q is just literally stop playing double DDK mistakes. Uh-oh. Here's another one. White's giving us a lot of examples of this. Are we reading the life and death before we play? It looks like it. It looks like you died. Whoops. Okay, so this one, we did die. Okay. Okay, so this is actually a you thing. Then you screwed this up. Okay. Right here, apply your life and death knowledge. I give you this as a Go problem on a piece of paper. Live. Well, first thing you're going to check is, can I go here? And then white reduces, can I go here? And then you go here. Well, that's dead. Okay, what if I go here? That's double Atari, so that's dead. If I go here, there, self Atari, so that's dead. So basically everything dies. Okay, then just don't die. Don't save the 3 stones. You go from a game-losing scenario to 6 points. You lose 6 points instead of losing the entire game. All from just doing your Go problem. You have the skill. I've sensed it inside you. Just let it out. Dragon Ball Z reference, if you get it. You have all the tools you need. You just got to use them. And that's where habits come in. And this is where pass move 100, that's where you got to really work on it. Pass move 100. That's where all the habits go to crap. Oh. Mystic Gohan was cool for like an episode. Really cool for an episode. If you're talking about Super, then I actually don't watch Super. I think it's a good show. I just don't think it's a good follow-up. I think Dragon Ball Super for like the new generation is an amazing show. I think it's really good for what it is. But as a sequel to Dragon Ball Z, or what do you call the third one? Whatever the third one is to Dragon Ball. We don't talk about GT. I think it's a really good show. It's just not, for me, it's just not the same thing. It needs to be a different thing. Yeah, actually do that for Joseki too. I didn't hate GT. I'm going to be honest. I didn't hate it. It definitely was... I think it's worse than Super as a follow-up. Like, when I say it's a different show, GT was much more of a different show, to be fair. But I was pretty young, and as a kid, you can just enjoy stuff better than as an adult. You don't think about it as much. So it was, I could say it was alright. As a show, it was alright. Definitely, as an adult, though, I think it's a different show. Let's see. I think my favorite thing about GT. I liked how they went all over space and encountered a bunch of different races, like the adventure type mindset. I don't know. I guess I don't have a favorite. I don't think I have a favorite thing. It was alright. It was alright. I didn't really have a favorite thing about it, though. Okay, I'm going to recommend you guys something. And you're going to think I'm insane, and you might unsubscribe and leave my stream, but let me finish, okay? Dragon Ball Evolution. Hear me out. Hear me out. get the Team 4 Stars audio overlay and watch Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Revolution with the Team 4 Stars audio overlay. Okay, it's the only way to make that enjoyable. it's kind of funny. It's a terrible, terrible movie, but their audio over it was kind of funny. I don't think I'll ever watch it again, but it was funny to watch once. Okay, next up, Lesnick. Please, what? No. No. I got my wife to go through Dragon Ball Z using Dragon Ball Z Abridged. We would listen to Dragon Ball Z Abridged on the way to Go tournaments. It's quite funny. I think we went through Dragon Ball Z Abridged, Hellsing Abridged, and I don't know if we've done SAO Abridged on the drive, but we've gone through that one as well. Final Fantasy VII Machine Abridged is not something you can listen to without watching. It's just a little too difficult. Lesnick, are you black or white? SAO Abridged. Yeah, Sword Art Online, SAO Abridged. My brother really likes Demon Slayer, and honestly, I really like it, but it's one of those, this is a good show, but I don't have the time to invest in this. Like, this isn't like a requirement of life, therefore I do not have the time for it. There's very few anime that I have the time for, and it's not one of those you can just pick up one episode and then go to bed. For me, it's like one of those you would have to binge. Go fourth line. You are developing, not settling. I actually did binge season 1, and I thought it was enjoyable. And I'm like, I don't have the time for season 2. I do not have the time for another season of this. Okay, so good rule of thumb for the opening. Open corners. Okay, you have your cornerstones. Open sides is next. This has a stone between it. This has 2 stones between them. This has no stones between them, and this has no stones between them. So the left and the bottom is where you want to get to. Now, defense first. So you want to go here, but okay, you went there. Now it's a big move. So you want the bottom or the left. You chose the bottom. Now white chooses the bottom, but the left is still empty, but you played the bottom. So this is the incorrect move for the opening. There's one more opening move left, and that's on the left. So just get the opening move. Now, speaking of the bottom, once it's on the third line, it's settled, which means the territory's done. The only thing left to do is develop. And usually you want to develop other stuff first. It's kind of the last place you develop. But when it's both on the third line, you don't want this. Okay, you want to look at this. This is no longer the interesting thing because both players have shut the door. So it's settled. It's done. We don't really want this anymore. We have what we want. We don't really need this anymore. We want this now. So you play moves that target this, like shoulder hits, fourth line, stuff like that to target this. So that's how I would play on the bottom. Okay. Another concept. First off, let's talk local. Kick, 2-space high pincer. Okay? What does this mean? Well, kick keeps them out of the corner, and touch is sente. Touch, Nobi, sente. So it keeps them out of the corner because there's a lot of eyes in the corner. Next, you want to take the base. Yeah, that's not a base. 3-space from 1 stone is not a base. But next, you want to take the base. When you take the base, you want to go 1 stone away, or 1 space away, so 1 space jump away, so that way you're not touching. And you want to be on the third line, because third line is where the line of safety is. So you're taking away their safety line. Now, 2 stones is a little bit stronger than 1 stone. So when they're a little bit stronger, let's back off 1. We're still attacking. We're just going to be a little bit more cautious about it because there's a lot of stones. And then in this particular case, because white is so high, will go 4th line. And that is because of this particular shape. If you don't know, just 1 space pincer low. It's okay. It's not like this is bad. Okay. So kick pincer is a good way to deal with this. The exception is if you didn't have F3. If you can get surrounded, which in this case you cannot because you have support, then you would jump and then they would make their base, which is another Joseki. Okay. Now for the concept. You played here. This tells me you're trying to make points. You don't make points and go. Okay? It's like money. You don't make money. Making money's stupid. Like, you will stay poor if you try to make money. What you need is profit. Financial guru here. What you need is profit. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, well, I won't spend too much longer on it then. So you need a positive exchange rate. So if you go here, you're trying to make points. But if you go here, you're inviting them in so you can attack and make profit. You will make a positive exchange rate. So this is why you want an extension, not 4 points. You only do this when you need a base. If you don't need a base, you want to extend and then develop. It's not the only way to play, but that is the common way to play. There are territorial styles, but this is not it. This is just slow. Okay. Cool. Something cool here. When your opponent plays a 3 space, okay? If you're below 5Q, throw a stone in. Let it die. Just let it die. Let it go. This is going to just be your opponent's headache. Okay? Likely, what I see a lot is they will do some other move. Let's do something, right? They'll do another move to kill it. That is good for you because now you get 2 moves in a row. A lot of times the value will come from your opponent over defending because they're scared of it. So it loses nothing for you because you have future Aji, and you might get 2 moves out of it. Thank you for the follow, Thirsties. So 3 space, throw a stone in. You don't have to know the variations. You don't have to know the follow-ups. Just let it die. It'll give you value. Don't push a knight unless you're going to cut, and you cannot cut this. So don't push the knight. Let's build. Start building. Here. Build. Build, 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 build. Alright, so you are currently targeting this square, right? And let me make it easy to visualize. Let's divide the center into 4 squares, okay? Like that game 4 square that you played in school as a kid. Hit the ball and blah, blah, blah. 4 square. Okay, so when you're building this one, this is looking at this square. But there's white stones in this square, so how could you get control of it? Why are you targeting a square that you can't get control of? Instead, look at this square. That square looks a lot more promising. So what about instead we build this square? So look at this one. Hopefully that gives you a little bit better idea. Yeah, this is you going for points. Okay, here is decent points, but this right side, you're gonna lose if you don't do something about it. This is not taking a base. It doesn't have a base. It cannot go here because it's touching, and it cannot go here because you're already there. Oh, well, I guess you can. If you just move the stone off the board, and like flick, and then you put your stone there, you can make a base. Okay, that's what you got to do to make a base. So you don't need to take a base, just surround. If you feel uncomfortable about this, then block it on the 3rd line and then cap. That's another way to surround. If your opponent runs with the knight's move, immediately think. Don't necessarily play, but think about cutting them. If they are playing defense, you're the attacker and they're playing defense, and they play a cuttable shape like a Knight's Move or Hane, think about the cutting point. A lot of times it's good, but not every time. But it's always good to think about. Yeah, here you're going for points. Surround the weak group. Surround the weak group. Okay, so you got a few points, but like, look at that right side. You needed a lot more than 5 points. Here you're targeting this, but again, white's right here, so you can't get it. At this level, 3-3 and learn. Just do it and learn what goes on. You could shoulder hit and then run away. You can go here. This actually has more promise than the 3-3, depending on how it goes. But I don't know. 3-3 likes to freak a lot of people out, so maybe they'll make a mistake at the 3-3. But this one's also possible. What you're looking for is to expand the ice space. Now, this is not likely to go this smoothly, but it gives you a lot of room to make life. So I would say the 3 areas to consider would be here. You could utilize these 2 moves to support a triangle. You could utilize this to support a triangle, or this. You could utilize this one. No, that one's bad. Here as well. But yeah, that's a lot of what you think about. It's just one thing at a time. So Clossius approach says 3-3 approach 4th line zone. Let's start with those. And then shoulder hits and caps. Okay, that gives you 2 reductions and 2 invasions. Start learning those, and then you can add more on as you get stronger. So this one, again, there isn't anything here. So in that case, block the corner. No one can grow this area. It's shared. This square, white and black are looking at it. So you can't, no one can get it. So don't worry about it. Just get the corner. This is not big. That right side is huge. The right side is huge. Oh, well, that's a good way to die. Good surrounding kill. So here's the thing. If you're not going to do anything about this, then it's endgame. This is the only square left, right? And there's black, there's white, there's black, and there's white. No one can get anything here. So then play endgame. Yeah, if this is his space, then just play endgame then. If there's no weak group, if there's a weak group, attack it, right? But if there's no weak group, and there's nothing here to build, then just play endgame. Endgame is worth like 20 to 40 points. Well, there's the weak group. We got a weak group. Careful. Nope. That one needs its base. And then if white runs away, you're going to be in a bit of trouble here, so. I don't think this is necessarily wrong for you. I just think you didn't see that this was a thing. And I think you have to counter now, but it's incredibly dangerous. So I think white just found a good sequence. I don't think you necessarily made a 14Q mistake. What? What? White just forced you to surround them. Oh, they gave up. Okay. Ah, it's so confusing. Attack from the side that can die. This side needs its eye space. So attack from this side. If you go on this side and I go that way, maybe you die in the future. Oh. I swear, I'm a Q psychic. I can predict Q mistakes. I have this amazing power from 17 years of reviewing Q games that I can just predict mistakes. Here, don't go down. Connect. If white takes the point, you get Sente to get it back. If white doesn't take the point, which they shouldn't, you get another move later. Okay? But if you go here, there's no chance for you to get the future point. Yeah, in-game math's confusing. Monkey jump's worth 6 points in Sente, so it's like 12. So blocking the monkey jump is really big. I need to come up with another term. So, in the in-game, we say if it's Sente, double the value. That's its weight, right? So if it's a 6-point move, and that means like what white will gain, or what white could have gotten plus what black could have gotten together, is the value of the move, because you prevent while also gaining. That is the value / weight of the move, and if you do it in Sente, you double the weight. So you can be a weight of 12 points if it's a 6-point Sente move, monkey jump. But I think points is a bad word, because it's not actually... that was a weird timing. It's not actually territory, right? It is a weight. I remember in the mathematical way to go, the math dude used temperature for referring to in-game weight. That's about all I got from the book, because it was way over my head, because it was like PhD level mathematics. But I think I should come up with another word for it. Yeah, that crap. Big words that I don't know what they mean. That crap. I actually tried to learn a little bit of game theory, and I don't get it. I don't know what it is. I watched the wrong YouTube videos, man. I just don't get it. What? There was 2 people that wrote the book? I thought it was just one guy. Maybe one guy's concept. I don't know. Maybe I use weight a lot. Maybe pressure, weight. I don't know. I'll think about it. Ah. Okay, but now that just makes me hungry. Okay, we're not using that. Okay. I don't know. Maybe it'd be like, hey, you got to get this juicy steak over here. Look at this 12-pound steak. Or something. I don't know. Maybe steak's the answer. Maybe it's the answer. It's the answer we didn't know we needed. Or we didn't know we wanted, but we definitely needed. I don't know. Whatever that expression is. I think we might have found our answer. It's the steak. We got to get the biggest steak in in-game. All right. I want you to stop doing this as soon as possible. Okay? The longer you wait... No, I understand what you said. I understood everything that you said and meant to say. And I said, my brain thinks of the food when I read this. You weren't wrong, but I think of food. So therefore... Therefore, I don't know if it's either the best or the worst expression. It's all my brain, okay? You said steak, and I'm like, dude, that sounds delicious. But yeah, I understood what you were saying. You were correct. I like food. I don't know about you guys. The longer you wait to build this habit, the harder it will be. Do not automatically fix cutting points. Do not automatically ignore cutting points. Read them. Read. Okay, yeah, so you thought he could get there. But did you read That's the key. Do not assume, do not feel, do not fear. The AFF. Don't AFF. You got to R. You got to read. So, that is 4 cutting points. So let's take it one by one. I go here, and you do the domino effect. That one goes to that one. And that one. Nothing. Okay? Let's go the other order. That one goes to that one, which goes to that one, which goes to that one, which does nothing. Let's start in the middle. Fix the scariest one, and that does nothing. Start in the middle. Fix the scariest one. That does nothing. It's definitely tricky half 4, so I understand you might still come to the conclusion, but connect is better than Tiger's Mouth. But you need to build that habit to try to get another move somewhere else. Okay? Trust your reading. If you're wrong, die and learn. It's better to die and learn than it is to play scared go. But do not glance read it. Do not read it for 1 second or 2 seconds and then fix. That habit really costs you in the Q levels. Okay, below 5Q is usually when I see it. But nah, I'll say below 7Q is usually when I see it. This habit, the longer you wait, the harder it is to break. Do not be lazy with your reading. It's expensive. Okay? Not reading is expensive. It costs a lot of points and a lot of moves. What's really annoying in Go, our brains are literally programmed to be worse at the game. Because as soon as we learn something, driving is a good example of this. As soon as we learn something, we stop trying to improve at it. So this is usually about 9Q to 7Q. We now know things. We know some moves. We know a few Josekis. We can read-ish. And we know some shapes. And our brains are like, cool, I can now do this without using brain power. Therefore, I'm going to do it automatically so I can use my brain power for other things. Like thinking about some random movies and listening to music in your head while you play. Because I don't know who does that, but I've heard stories about people who hear music in their head while they're playing Go. But like with driving, when you're first learning to drive, you think about every single action. The gear, the pedals, the wheel, the signs or whatever. But as you get more experience, usually within a year or two, you can do it like automatically. You can register the signs, the lights, the brakes, the pressure. All of that becomes automatic. Okay? But it takes intention to go even further beyond. If you want to become a Super Saiyan 3, you have to be intentional about it. Do not let your brain create a habitization. I think it's a habitization. You cannot let go become a habitization or whatever the expression is. You must constantly force your brain to make the effort to find something better. Because our brains want to shut off and make it automatic. Our brains are wired to do this. With Go, if you let that happen, you will get stuck for a while. Make conscious effort to always try to find a better move. The bad habit here is just read it before you fix. If you don't glance read, actually read. The other habit was fudge. What was the other habit? I don't remember. I'm sorry. I don't remember. I don't have my notepad. We're not doing a lesson, so I don't have my notepad out. Anyway, hopefully you learned a couple things. You don't have to remember everything. Just try to learn 1 or 2 things. Yeah, just try to learn 1 or 2 things. Don't try to learn every single thing that I say in one game review. And hopefully you found that helpful. Okay. Dude, that is not the right anime. This is not Hunter x Hunter. This is... And he's not 57. Dude, you have a wrong freaking anime up here. It's just wrong. Which anime is that? I actually don't know that one. Maybe it's just art. Lies. No names exist before the cool thing comes out. Oh, fun fact. I didn't know Google was a number. Ten to the 100th power. I didn't know that. Words you say and just never think about, right? You can join the queue. There's a few people in. Looks like one person in front of you after this one. But if you use the Clossius coin at the bottom, you can join the queue. You should already have enough points for it. Okay. Not Hunter x Hunter. Why are you not taking open corners first? Why are you not doing open corners first? Okay. If you pass by the Square store, can you pick me up a steak? This is not Joseki. You don't respect 3-4 openings. What does that mean? Like, can you elaborate? What does that even mean? I just don't respect you. Your existence is just insulting to me. I have no respect for your existence. I normally open cross corner 4-4 Tengen as black. Okay, what does that have to do? What does that have to do with this? Like, I don't understand. You still have a star point. Okay. So you just want to stop the Shamari. I'm assuming that's what you're getting at. You just want to stop the Shamari. Okay. You've stopped the Shamari. Get your open corner. The Shamari stopped. Now, locally, the next fundamental is make a base. This is not 3-5. This is not 3-5. Okay? This is an approach. This is 3-5. This is an approach. Also, if you're going to approach and you're studying 3-5, approach here. Because that's like we Tanuki'd the 3-5. Oh, sorry. I didn't know you were... Okay, sorry. My bad. The follow-up here is to attach. And then make your base. Here or here. If they cut, you can cut, and then squeeze to live. If you don't like that, you can technically go here, I believe. And that is because if they do this, it reverts to a base. And if they do this, it is now a large fight that you should be able to handle if you're a fighter. So that would be cool, because then you have a weak group. Anyway, there's some complicated ideas. I think this is the simplest one. Okay. What are you guys doing? Like, are you playing like a different game? I don't know if this is Go. And now we're at a start point, Joseki. C10 is not a response to a corner. It is just a tanuki from a corner. So it's no different than I go here, right? I'm just ignoring the corner. So don't let it confuse you. It's just a tanuki. Don't overthink it. Overthinking it makes it a lot more powerful than it is. What is happening? I prefer fixing this cutting point. You can double Hane, because if they break out, they're trapped in the corner. But okay. No. Nobi Hane is how you get in trouble. Just keep nobing. If they crawl, let them crawl. 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 Like, how could this possibly be bad for you? They get 1 point at a time, and you get the world. Something feels wrong. Well, that's not really what I'm... I do not mean this disrespectfully. But this feels below 12Q. Like, the reading feels below 12Q. And I do not say that to insult you. It's just the mistakes that I'm seeing, I usually see below 12Q. There's cutting points. You're not reading second line cuts. So I feel like you are making below 12Q mistakes, but you are 12Q. So I'm trying to figure out, you've got to be doing something right to win, but I'm not seeing it yet. Okay, that's fine. That is greedy. It has a base. Just run away. Don't push diagonals. It makes your opponent stronger. This is not connected, so it's technically not good defense. It's interesting for the extension, but also your wall has a lot of cutting points that you need to fix. Touch Nobi. Touch Nobi. See you, Herv. Okay. So... my assumption... That's pretty good reading. My assumption is probably you're not really interested in the basic fundamental style that I teach. You seem like the type that wants to be like super innovative and crazy and stuff like that, right? But try to have directed crazy. So I think there's a difference between not doing the fundamentals and not knowing the fundamentals. Okay? So I'm not sure. I don't have like a lot of knowledge about your games or anything. But this is very not basic. But it looks like you're good at fighting. Gotcha. You're probably good at fighting. This one tells me that it looks like you can outread your opponents. But I'm seeing a lot of missing fundamentals. So I think for you, you're going to want to find a balance. Because I think you're definitely the fighty type from what I can see. You like being creative or something. I don't know. I think you want to understand cutting points more and understand bases more. and then be a little greedy. So maybe take your base one step later than you're supposed to. Or maybe you take your opponent's base before you make your base, so that way you can defend yourself in Sente. Like, you can change it up a little bit, and it'll be more reading intensive, but it looks like your reading is, I assume, above your level. So it'll go to a game that you could probably handle. Yeah. Oh, nope. Net. I know of a 7 Don. No, 8 Don. He's 8 Don. He said when he started learning to play, he started with these 2 moves because he knew he didn't know Joseki. And he knew everyone else would have known the normal Josekis. So he decided to learn the not common Josekis first, so that way he would have a way to keep up in the opening and then focus on his middle game. So I actually know an 8 Don who did that as well. I do think you shouldn't ignore fundamentals. Just use the fundamentals in a way that goes with your plan. So open corners first is still technically what I would be doing. If you want to stop the Shamari first, that's fine, but get the open corner immediately after. And get this one that supports your stone. So like I said, you can shift one step. It's when you start shifting many steps or skipping steps, that's when you get in trouble. So if you say open corners first, and you say Shamari and then open corner, that's playable. Right. So reordering the fundamentals by one step is style. Not knowing or skipping fundamentals is just not good. Hopefully that's making sense. I just want you to value cutting points and fundamentals more. Doing go problems definitely is going to be necessary for your style. Make sure you're doing second line cutting points. Try not to kill. Gotcha. When you attack, try to make your opponent not want to live. Okay, you want to make them live. So, like, what if I just go here? Like, here, you can get out, and then I'll get the corner. You approach. Okay, and then I'll go over here. I'll give you that corner, too. Take it. Get as big, take it or whatever. I'll give you the left. Take the left. All right, now take the left. And see how I'm getting control of everything? This is a way to play. It's very difficult and reading intensive. But the idea is I will give you whatever you want and build something massive in exchange. And then likely they will deal with it and you will get to attack something. Because you should have the control of something and they will have to go in and you'll be the attacker where you can utilize your reading. So that's an idea. This can't happen, though. You can't just lose second line cutting points. And don't force kills. Surround and then take the ice base. Touch, no BE. Well, actually, if you want to be aggressive, touch Hane and crosscut. This is very reading intensive, but possible. I did like that you saw this cutting point. Cutting points are the secret to attack and defense. But just watch yours as much as you watch theirs. It's a balance. But it looks like the reading here was good. This one, gotta know your nets. Nets and ladders. Okay. Nets are better than ladders. But it looks like you were playing a ladder. So that's good. That's good. But nets are better than ladders. Jinnik. Attack this one. Or actually take the base. Okay. This is kind of what I mean. Take the left while I'm massively winning the game. That does nothing. That's a wasted move. Push to the edge. Hope you don't die. This is why we read. Okay. Fix your counting points. Thought that would be simpler. Get the eye while taking the eye, and then go into the corner. That's not alive. I said it's not alive. That looks like you're playing this without reading. I like that you're attacking the cutting points. I don't like that you're not reading them all the way through. This is just optimistic. Somehow your opponent's responding, so I don't know. Take the base. Take the base. So for this style, you could actually try a couple rule of thumbs. Okay, so you're going to play 3-5. You're going to prioritize take the Shamari and then go for the next 3-5. In the middle game, maybe make your base while attacking or play an extension. So if you have play defense, let's say you have play defense. Okay, how can I make my base while attacking? What if I go like right here? Okay, now I can't do it in Sente anymore or whatever. Something like that, right? Okay, I can't do it in Sente anymore, so I'm going to stop. Maybe I'm going to lose Sente, so I'm going to go play an extension now. And when my opponent goes here, now I live because you don't want to die. And then they're going to go here, and then they're going to do the next thing, and now I get to attack. The idea is a greedy play. So you'll locally take a loss, but globally you'll get to Tanuki first. And if your Tanukis are extensions, you're setting up fights, which utilizes your reading. I don't know if that made any sense. Don't get distracted by the dot. Don't get distracted by the dot. Make it big. Make it big. Push them towards the wall. Just like when they're in here, you want to trap them to the edge. Here is your edge. Trap them and push them that way. Treat a wall like the edge of the board. It's not for points, it's for attacking. It's not what shape, just Nobi. I really don't like that you keep doing this. You're very aggressive, which is fine. I just want you to read it before you do it. You're losing a lot of future Aji. Like, there might be Tasujis that kill this right side, but you're taking them all away because you're playing an Atari when it doesn't work. Just be a little bit more... disciplined for your reading? I don't know. Just read it before you play it. I don't know if this will make sense, but like here. Nope, I misread it. So just go here then. That way you're blocking while protecting the cut. It's a little bit more powerful. The cut. Oh, sorry. I understand. You're looking at the cut, okay? And you're like, hey, if I go here, I die. Okay, so the way to fix that is the table. The table shape is how you fix that. Oh, you're greedy. I don't know, like, what made you think you're not greedy, but you're definitely greedy. This is not a non-greedy style. This is bigger. This is massive. Okay. So from my understanding about your game, it looks like you're a very big attack type. You just don't know all the fundamentals. I think it's less about greed and more about reading. Read it before you play. Because the attacks were okay, but you kept playing... Half the attacks worked and half the attacks didn't. But you played all the attacks. Only play the ones that work. Save the Aji. Save the weaknesses. And try to be logical about your greed. Like, try to have, like, a flowchart in your head. So the Clossius approach is like a flowchart, right? So I have base, surround, eye space, vital point. The in-game is all about Sente. This move, this Atari is not in-game. Second line. No, you want to save the Aji Forico. Save the Aji Forico. It's their Aji, not yours. Don't kill Aji. Oh, dang it. Use the Clossius coins at the bottom, the gold coin at the bottom of chat to join. Yeah, Aji's your friend. Don't kill your friend. Yeah. This is a really tricky style. So take what you will from it. This is also not the style I normally teach, so it's also a little difficult for me to break it down for you. Because usually what I teach is the fundamentals. And I will say it's fine to be aggressive, but you do need to know the fundamentals and make a choice on which ones you follow and which ones you don't. But hopefully this gave you at least some ideas. Yeah, leave it at that. Okay. Next up, Cthulhu said to skip, so after that is Sugonitis. Usually, if you want to think about opening stuff, it's usually extensions and bases. Extensions and bases. That is kind of the opening stuff. It's a setup positions for the middle game. Okay, what rank is this? Man, what is up with you guys not playing open corners? Okay, yeah, you said it's Fox, but you're the one who did it, so can't blame Fox for it. You're the one who's doing it. What is the rank, though? So, this is Fox Fordon. Okay. I remember now. I remember. I did review your games before. Well, in my mind, we're doing Q reviews, so in my mind, I'm like, they're about to misread this ladder. They're about to misread this ladder. Before it, I'm like, okay, maybe they won't misread the ladder. Before it, they're not going to misread the ladder. The Joseki shouldn't be here, right? Should be something like this, right? Okay, I actually need the AI for that. Ha 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 ha! My basics are AI level. No, it's just, this is too big for black. This corner's too big for black. We don't need that. I'm gonna double check actually. Okay, just check. Yeah, it's only half a point, who cares? Fifth line? Feels greedy. Okay. No, if you're gonna go fifth line, freaking go. Like, freaking go all out. Let's go, man. Bring it. I'm just kidding. This might be okay. This is probably okay. Okay. This is fine. Does nothing here work? Boo. Maybe start a fight and see if you can activate the ladder or something. I don't know. Can you go here? I want a Tanuki. Like, honestly, I want a Tanuki. I don't want to go, like, go ham, right? But that is an issue. And if I fix, that is an issue, right? So I want to, like, find a way to, honestly, just freaking Tanuki. It's 2 stones. Who cares? Who freaking cares? It's 2 stones. Just Tanuki. That feels cuttable. That feels cuttable. I don't think it's worth it. Maybe I'm overthinking. This is probably bad. This is probably bad. It's fine. Da 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 da. Oh. No, I just said Fordons don't miss ladders. Ugh. Stop making me into a liar. Come on. I keep telling Q players, hey, you gotta read your moves in order to get to Dawn level. And this Dawn's like, I'll show you. Tell me to read. Freaking attack. Come on. Like, what's the word? Like, this has to be in your favor, right? Screw it. Just freaking get points. I don't even care. Just use this wall. I don't know. I want to attack harsher, but you're probably, this is fine. You're not gonna lose. This is fine. It's fine. It's fine. I just wanted to, like, make him regret his life. I mean, this is fine. I want to be more Sente, though. I have a wall. I have, like, Godzilla backing me right now. I want to go in. This is fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're not doing anything wrong. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Are you kidding me? Learn your freaking ladders, man. Fordon's making me tilt. Come here. Unnecessary danger, but it looks like you're okay because these two stones are too weak. A. What you doing? Okay, acceptable. I think you need it. I think you need this move. This feels important. This move feels important. Just saying. Feels important to me. Could you have just done it now? Is that bad? Is there something wrong with this move? I don't know. What do I know? I have a 45% win rate on Fox. What do I know? No! 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 You were fine. 2 stones were not worth it. Your 2 stones are bigger than your 2 stones. They're both yours, but that one was bigger. Now it's a Seki. Aww. That should have died. That should have died. Oh, hey, you're dying. No, you're not. You're fine. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. I should have died. Just saying. Nobi's? Nobi's a Sente. Hane's a Gote. This is still Sente, or it's still Gote, so just go here. They're both Gote. Is that stupid? I think it was stupid. It's probably stupid. I think I'm wrong. No, dang. You can't. You can't. Oh! I wanted the cool thing, the cool thing. It's nothing. It's just stupid freaking whatever. I wanted the cool thing, the cool thing. Okay. Go here. Just go here. Like, if nothing works, then just give him the 1 stone and break in. Just freaking go in. Haha, JK, just kidding. Well, whatever. Wait, no, we're still good. We're still good. We still got this. We still got this. We got this. We got this. We're good. We're golden. There's at least a co. I don't know. Freaking. I don't know. Save it for Co's. You don't need that. Save it for a Co threat. I want to save that for Co threats. Dude, you'd be amazed what the Co can do in there. Sorry, I hallucinated a J group for a second. I'm like, that doesn't seem right. I'm like, what? How did that happen? I just hallucinated a J group, and I'm like, that doesn't feel right. I don't think that's right. Jump. You've lost Sente twice right here. I mean, you got in, so I guess there's that. Mm-hmm. You're not cuttable. You can't be cut. Oh, you can die. No, you can't. No, because it can't ever... That's stupid. I'm stupid. Oh my gosh. No, that's Seki. I forgot. Yep, that's Seki. Oh, dadgummit! Wait, why can't black do this then? You're dead. Am I stupid? Am I being stupid? H 6. Yeah, but you're... Okay, so do that. Yeah, so this is cuttable. This is cuttable. If you try to save it... I'm so dumb. No. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I'm hallucinating. I'm hallucinating. It's fine. Don't tell bats. Leave me alone. Why does it feel like something's here? This feels so wrong. Why does it feel wrong? I don't know. I'm just hallucinating, I guess. I don't know. You sneaky little you. I see what you're doing. Okay, I need to check. Is this overplay? Yes. Sorry, just had to check. Just had to check. Just had to check. Do you need to? Dude, you're up by 391 points. Why are you making a cut? You're just stupid. Okay? Who makes a freaking co when they're up by 391 points? What? Okay. Dot, 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 dot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 6 points for 8 and reverse sentence. What the fudge? This is not right. I don't think this mathed. This math didn't math. I don't think the mathed. No, that one doesn't work. He has L19. You're trying to kill the whole thing. Ooh. I'm pretty confident you're wrong, but it's fun. There's no way. There's no way this dies. There's no way this dies. No way this dies. I thought so. I told you. Yeah, but no. It's like those freaking Chinese kids trying to kill everything. Yeah, this one was not bigger. I think you lose a lot of points in the end game. How many points did you lose in the end game before your opponent died? Not including the opponent's death. How many points did you lose in the end game? Okay. A lot. Uh-huh. What? Next game. Next game. Forward on. Forward on. One sec. Gotta plug that in. Okay, you're white. Alrighty. 23Q. Basically what Fordon is, right? Reading ladder, learning ladders, and practically Fordon. You just gotta learn how to do a ladder and you're there. Okay. This is a bit of a rank gap. Well, we shall see how it goes. Okay. I don't know why this move is so blasted tempting that every freaking beginner, including myself, thought this was a good shape to play. Why do we all think this is a good move? It's a terrible move. Because you just walk right through and get cut. This is not a good move. Mega Base. Every freaking one of us has probably played this move. Freaking brain hacks. No, it's just, I don't know. Like, they don't need, like, beginners don't know the Hane Heda 2. But we still freaking come up with this move. I think it's like, I'm trying to surround with, like, 10 cutting points. I don't know. Okay, you're not thinking about bases. I think that's the first mistake. Get a base. Establish your position. Not what I meant, but sure, that's acceptable. One space jumps are your friend. And if you can't get the fourth line down to the third line, it's a pretty nice, safe position. and then you want to play extensions after that. Don't try to make sixth line territory. Don't try to make sixth line territory. That is a good way to have nothing and maybe die. I want to fix this cutting point. Yeah. There. Now I'm fixed. Everything's fixed. Everything's connected. Okay, so I want to fix my cutting point. Then I want to play to take their base, and then I want to play the last opening move on the right side. Third line. It's safer. Left territory? It's not territory. You played on the 6th line. It's not territory. It's like trying to build a freaking castle with, like, no foundation. It's not going to work out. Third line is a line of safety, and on your opponent's side of the board, it's usually easier. It's not the only way to play, but it's easier to be safe. Fixed cut. I don't know if you're reducing or attacking, but if you are attacking this group, take the base first. And technically that would be one space away. So let's just worry about one space away first, and then we can learn all the other stuff. One space away on the third line to take the base of something that is near you. Okay, so it is a reduction. When it's this wide, you don't need to reduce. You can invade because you have a 2 space jump on both sides, which means you can make a base. So if black plays here, you make a base. If black plays here, you make a base. So it's super safe. Attacking is more about timing than anything. So all attacking is take the base, try to surround, let them live. That's it. Take the base, try to surround. And when they break out or they live, then just move on. Just doing that gives you a few points. And that's all you want. It's just a few points. A few points in Cite, and then go to the next big move. The big problem is watch your cutting points, watch their cutting points. That is where things die. This is not a cutting point. This is how you get cut. Don't go for the kill until it is solvable. If it's not surrounded and the eye space isn't small enough for you to solve it, don't try to kill it. Killing something that lives is a very negative exchange. You lose a lot. It is basically like investing in cryptocurrency. You lose a lot of money except for that one time, and then you think everything's good, so you do it every time. I say that, but I made like $2,000 on cryptocurrency a couple years ago. So I'm not now because it's too like sketch. But I made like $2,000 when it was like pretty reliably going up. Okay. So here you have a stone without a base. Boop. I actually thought you were doing pretty well for 25Q because you actually made points. Yeah, okay. Run away with your weak group or take their base. Where do you play if it's not OGS? No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm sorry. I accidentally read. I accidentally started reading. If it's a Fox. That explains why you're trying to make 6-line territory. Here's the thing. There's pros and cons to Fox. And there's multiple ways to learn the game. In my approach, I typically recommend learning the fundamentals. I would just play on OGS. Here, watch the Clossius approach series. Do that. Fox is really good for improving your fighting, but in my opinion, this is not a true thing. It's just how I feel about it. In my opinion, fundamentals are more reliable than like good fighting. However, I don't read chat. Like I have Zen mode turned on automatically. I don't even think I say have a good game anymore. I just been playing in Zen mode toggles. So I don't see any comments like at all. Speaking of comments, dude, my wife is grounding me from Reddit. Because it's making me like really depressed. Reddit's been making me really depressed. They've been like eating me alive. Every time I do something that is trying to make the game more accessible and fun for beginners, I get like a lot of hate for it. Or it feels like a lot of hate. I probably over-exaggerated in my head, but it feels like a lot of hate to me. And she's like, you need to stay off of Reddit. It's not worth it. The advertising there is not worth you getting like so upset. So I gotta stay off of Reddit as best I can. What was I saying? I was saying something. Okay, regardless, fundamentals is Clossius approach. Fighting is cutting points and bases. And Fox is really good at developing your fighting. Handicap games are also really good at developing your fighting. And then OGS is a good place for practicing fundamentals. The games are freaking slow though, but it is a good starting point. Don't skip small boards, in my opinion. I think it is good practice to learn a couple concepts at a time, but don't take forever on small boards. Like, don't stay there because they're comfortable or whatever. Don't do that. You're just trying to learn a couple things and then move up to 19x19. And that's only if you don't know them. If you know them and you're reliable, then just freaking move on. That's fine. Thank you for the follow, Gato. The thing is, there's like 30,000 users on Reddit, and there's so many beginners. And I want to... Yeah. I want to give the beginners things that I really think will help them, but I can't freaking do anything. I keep building things for beginners, but I can't get it to them. And then I see the advice that people are giving beginners. It really depends on you. Okay, so can you do it? Yes, absolutely. Like, I did it because I didn't know it was a thing. Like, I didn't know you were supposed to start on small boards. So in the Clossius approach series, I actually talk about it. But there's just like 2 or 3 things you want. From 9x9, you want second line cutting points. You don't want to miss Ataris. And you want to be able to push the borders and finish the game. That's it, right? You want to be able to score the game. If you're trying to score the game and you don't know how to score it on 19x19, you'll get pictures on Reddit. That's what the pictures on Reddit are. It's like, hey, how's the score? Quarter of the board's not done. What's the score of the game? You're not done. And then it's like, how do you like answer this question? This is impossible. So yeah, that's what you need on 9x9. 13x13. You want to start learning your 3-3 invasions. It's a smaller board, so you'll get a little bit closer variations, which makes it a good starting point. You want to start figuring out how to play on your opponent's side of the board and living. So making eyes that are like making eyes. You need to learn how to make eyes, like 3 space, 4 space, 5 space, just those. And then push the borders and just improve your in-game just a tiny bit. Make sure you understand the difference between Sente and Gote. And then that's it. And then move down to 19. But if you try to learn all of that on the 19x19 while learning all of the other stuff like Joseki's, extensions, middle, That's a lot to learn all at once. In my mind, I really think that it is easier to take it one step at a time. But it is not the only way to play. It is not the only way to learn. That is just my opinion. Block your base. Fix your cut. I will say, make sure you don't let the small boards become a crutch, like a lot of people do for YouTube videos and Twitch channels and books and stuff. Basically, don't let it prevent you from playing, and don't let it prevent you from going to the 19x19. It's there as a stepping stone, not as the end goal. 3-3! Just go for it. Die and learn. Die and learn. Your opponent wants that corner, 3-3 it. See what happens. That's how we learn. You can... don't play a 1-point jump that's peeped. That's the lesson. You played a 1-point jump that's peeped. Don't play a pre-peep 1-point jump. Play a 1-point jump that is not peeped. Good. Connect your stuff. Good. Connect your stuff. I swear, white can block. What? Okay, but we're getting into reading territory. Okay. Okay. We might have to start talking about ladders. No, I know, but like... this is reading. This is reading. This is technically reading. And sacrifice plays, and no, you can't sacrifice a stone to kill a lot when you don't know how to read yet. It's a little above this level, is my opinion. I think just worry about not getting cut. Yeah, to me, that was a 3-step thing. First off, it's intentionally getting cut. Secondly, it's recognizing the ladder and then the counter kill. And third, it's knowing that the one stone is smaller than the other stones. Yeah, it's like 3 different concepts right there. Yeah, just don't get cut. Learn that one first. Don't get cut. That is how you win the game. Don't cut cuts that don't cut. It's like a Dr. Seuss book. Don't cut cuts that don't cut. Every time. Every time. Okay. If you go here, you are trapped in a net. There's some in-game over here, but I just want you to build the habit of not dying. Learn how to get to the end of the game without dying. Learn how to get to the end of the game without dying. Get to the end of the game without dying. Get to the end of the game without dying. That is step 1 of the Clossius approach. Get to the end of the game every single time without dying. Then you can worry about winning. Bamboo. Bamboo joint. Great connection. This cut is a ladder. Yeah, but if you die, you don't get to the end of the game. Hello, Vonzilla. Did you ever catch that fake Vonzilla? I don't know if I ever heard about you catching that or not. Nope. I'm actually... Dude, did you not raid me again? You're a punk. You didn't do that yesterday either. No, I have been playing offline, though. I've been playing off stream. I'm actually on like a 90% win rate right now. Like legit, I saw you playing. Oh. Chat likes trying to make us lose. I saw you playing, and then I streamed. And then I got off the stream, I was like, oh. I guess we'll raid Bats. And I was like, he's not live. And then I had you tabbed, right? So I went back to the tab, and I was on this freaking VTuber stream playing Dark Souls. And I'm like, did this freaking loser raid someone playing Dark Souls instead of me? Wow! But I think they told me it was like they were playing Go, and then they changed right before I looked. So I was like, what? What on earth is this? Freaking Bats is a traitor, man. But no, I just had bad timing, apparently. Yeah, you're correct. You're correct. This is a way to connect. Nope. That is not a ladder, so just boop, boop. Yay, everything's connected. Dude, like, if there's no ghost streamers, who am I supposed to raid? And if it's only Bats live, then there's really no reason not to raid a chess streamer. Hey! Hopefully you weren't watching right before you raided. Oh, man. But since you were in here, you probably had the audio turned on. Welcome. I didn't badmouth Bats at all before this. Oh, they were listening. Fudge. Fix your cutting points. We're doing 15Q stuff right now, not 7-Dan stuff. Just... Okay. I didn't just stick my foot in my mouth or anything. Hey, some people are into that. I'm just saying. So... the big thing at this level is really watch your cutting points and your bases. If you can watch those two things... Hey, Tanjay. If you can watch those two things, then the rest is going to be attack timing and invading them. Oh, how were the simul's? What was your record? What was Bat's record? Anyone know? 6-1? That's not bad. Who was the one against? Who beat you? Oh, Chris. Chris? KWRISS. Chris? Am I right? Chris? See, I thought it might be Chris. I can't freaking tell. I don't know. I'm terrible with names, and if you can't tell, I'm never going to be able to tell.
That's my best
Not paying attention. Oh, man. I've never seen Bats lose a game because of that. Or listening to an alert. I've never seen them lose because of that. Or, as Kara has pointed out, thinking something that is a capturing race when it has eyes. Bats has never done that before.
I think it's the one time I've actually seen him mess up, and it was fun.
Okay, hopefully I gave decent advice on this. I'm glad I gave some of my opinions before people joined. Some of my controversial that small boards are better to start on, you know, but don't stay on them too long, and I don't know. I feel like I spoke things that Reddit might kill me for. Bats, Reddit is eating me alive. I don't like it. I liked it better when they were eating you alive and insulting you. That was a lot more fun. Got you to 3-dan? It's pretty good. My students are like 2-dan right now on Fox. 5 points due to a 15-point mistake. Maybe I got confused. Yeah. Sharpening the Reddit pitchforks. Okay. We technically have another game to review. Hold on. Super Servitus Kimchi. Yep. Soupy Cervantes. No, Cervantes Kimchi. Super Cervantes Kimchi. Is Cervantes the word? Am I cussing right now and I just don't know it? No. I have to say the full name once. That's the way this works. I have to butcher it and then I can shorten it. Sibi is a nice name, though.
Yeah.
Are we viewing for white? Yeah, it's white. Advertise my crap. Oh, yeah, guys, you should totally freaking get on some Ego Dragon. And I tell you what, because Bats was nice enough to raid me after I might have insulted him a few times. If you use code, I think it's Batsco. Is it Batsco? I think it's Batsco. Then Bats actually gets paid. I sent him money because I like him. And by that I mean I get money and I give him some for making me money on it. Yeah, right? I'm sure, like, he only says nice things about me. So use code PAGE instead. Yeah. My wife gets paid. She gets, like, D&D books and stuff when she makes sales. So if you want to use PD20, Page Dyer 20, so PD20, she gets it. Screw Bats. Give it to my wife. It's PD20, not Page. We need to just get you a Page one. Use code PAGE for 20% off. See, I'm cuter than you are because I'm not wearing pink and have a cute hat and female and awesomely cute and beautiful, I just shut up. No fudge. I walked into this.
Let me make sure it actually fits you.
Hey, I know you, girl. I've reviewed for them before. Is Marilyn still here? Bonzilla says, I am cute and beautiful.
You are cute.
I'm glad someone noticed. I don't know. My money? you married me for my money, right? Yeah, you shouldn't have laughed that loud. It's not that funny.
It was amusing. Great, now you have a beautiful.
Oh, man. Okay, what am I doing? Marilyn, are you here? Am I just reviewing to the void right now? That's the joke. Go players are very wealthy. I mean, have you seen Lee Sedol's income? It's like a third of what Magnus Carlsen makes. Maybe a fourth. It's a lot, okay? Go players are very lucrative. It's a great business. I picked this over college. That's how great of a career it is. No, you told me to skip it. You said just skip. Okay, I haven't heard from Marilyn. Okay, you're here. Okay. I was about to close it. So, in my opinion, make the base on the third line. Second line is for stealing, but there's nothing to steal yet. So I would just make the base on the third line. You could do this, or you could just make the base. Base on the third line. That is how you don't die. Base on the third line. You already have a base. You don't need another base. So go approach or approach. You do not need two bases. So, I've mentioned this already, but just in case you weren't here, I put that on the wrong one. Whatever. We start with open corners, right? So you put a stone in every corner. Then we go to open sides. So if there's a stone between these two, I think it was that one, but whatever. If there's a stone, then it's not an open side. Right here, not an open side. Right here, there's two stones-ish, not an open side. But right here, it is an open side because there's nothing between them. So you want to play on the top. What is the super slide, Joseki? This is not an approach. An approach is you want to take the base, which is the third line. If you play here, I can make a base on the third line and live quite easily. Okay. You don't quite have a base yet. This is very influential. But I prefer building up from positions that we have, not from baseless positions at this level. Pre-peeped, 1 point jump, red flag, bad habit. If you have a 1 point jump and they already have a stone there, they can push and you have 2 cutting points. This will get you in trouble a lot. So play here instead. It's a much better habit. Okay, so they approach. Second line is in-game or stealing a base. This is not a base. So you want to play big framework. So we want to look at the 4 squares. Boop, boop. You want to draw a straight line because whatever. You want to find one of these squares and you want to say, which one's the biggest? Which one's the biggest? I want to say black has the most control over this one. That one's shared, so it can't be either of those. This one you kind of have, but black's a little bit right there. So I want to say that one, this one is the scariest, okay? So once we've decided that, it's black's. So we want to use reduction tactics. We can do cap, shoulder hit, cap, shoulder hit. Those are reduction tactics. Or we want to invade. Invasions are, our starting invasions are approach a 4th line or 3-3. Go ahead and do this because you need to learn why it's bad. Dude, you haven't taught enough 20 Qs. If you think E15 is a 20 Q. Until you know why this is bad, you get to do it. This is the only level that you get to do this move. There's other moves that you can do at higher levels, but this one you get the right to do until you learn why it's bad. It is part of the 20Q Book of Coolness. What is the response to this? Okay. So, first off, we want to check the cut. They've played very far. We want to check if we can cut. Okay. When I cut, they go up to try to peep the 1 point jump. You connect, protect your cut. And they're going to try to keep expanding their ice space. They might do that with push or a knight's move or whatever. They're going to try to keep their ice space. And you're going to surround them and then watch your cutting point. I think this is the simplest variation that you can try to do. If your opponent does this, okay, well, just do your best. And you want to try to keep your base while also cutting. That one gets you in a little bit of trouble because it's a little bit more complicated than this, but just don't die. That is your goal. If they do that, just make a base. Who cares? If you go on the outside, it's not a huge deal. There is a ladder, but even if you don't have the ladder, I would just say, okay, and then make a base. Just focus on the base. Get the base. Now, Another one, if you think these are too scary and you just want to play defensive, you can go right here. What the fudge? Refresh. You can just go right here because you are blocking your eye space. And if they go back, cool. You can just go right here, or you can Tanuki or whatever. If they do this, well, this is also cool because now you are much better connected and you can still make a base. Or even take theirs while making a base. Whenever your opponent does something that you just don't know, try to just watch the cuts and look at the bases. Watch the cuts, look at the bases. Watch the cuts, look at the bases. That's typically what you want to look for. All of it's just connections and bases. If you don't know, just don't die. Right? Just fix and make a base. Fix your cuts, make a base. If you don't know, that's the safest thing to do. It's only like 2 or 3 points usually. But it's better than dying or getting cut apart. I remember many years ago. This was the Yahoo Go server, Joseki. There used to be a Yahoo Go server. They would do this all the time. And you cannot kill this stone. Super annoying, right? Until you realized all you have to do is just stay connected and surround them. Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore as far as I know, but it did exist and they sucked. But yeah, just surround them. Treat it like the 3-3 Joseki. You get your wall, and you're just going to look for a base, but also this is pretty strong. No way. Wasn't the first, no way. Bases. Bases and cutting points. Did it? Surely it was IGS, right? Okay. I am a big believer in the AGA's way of handling mutual life. All right. So, let's say I have this. Okay. In this case, we're only going to focus on the inside. White has 1 point, black has 1 point. And if I am black, I'm going to just I'm going to capture the stone. And now I have 2 points. Now, when it goes to scoring like this, there is some interesting stuff that can happen. For example, sometimes, this is not a good example, but let's pretend this was a Seki. I forget. Just pretend this shape is a Seki. I can't think of something right on the spot. But sometimes it'll be like this, where there's 3 points of territory. There's a dead stone and 2 points of area. So it's 3 points. In several rule sets, they'll be like, hey, you're just going to treat this as neutral because it's a mutual life and we don't score that. We don't score that crap. But no, I disagree. I just said, shut up. Just freaking said, just pretend. I personally believe that this is 3 points. Now, here's why. If they're going to rule this as a Seki, and Seki that doesn't count anything, I'm going to play here and get the stone. Right? I'm going to get that. Because that's a point. But now I only get 1 point from it instead of 3, which is stupid. But if I have to remove it, I also can lose a point in Japanese rules. But if I don't remove it, then I get nothing, right? So I don't like any of it. But the AGA, the way it says is if a stone can be captured, take it off the board. Okay, so this gets taken off and put in your opponent's area if it can be captured. If both players agree that it can be captured and it cannot survive in any way, it can be captured because white can play this, then it's taken off the board. Okay, and it'd be put in your opponent's area. So there's 1 point. Then anything surrounded by a single color is territory. So when you take this stone off the board and put it in your opponent's territory, anything surrounded by a single color is points. So in total, I get 3. I think this is the most fair way to do a Seki. I say this because I've lost the freaking tournament game by half a freaking point because they wanted to use Chinese rules for Sekis, and we're playing an AGA freaking tournament. It actually came up recently, and I had to get a TD. And the TD was this Chinese dude, which he and I were like friends, so we were able to talk it out. But I was playing a game. You do not agree. Oh, interesting. I was playing a game, and that Seki position came up. And we were counting, and I was like, oh, this is 10 points. This was actually last year's. Oh, yeah, then it's mutual. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the complicated ways of scoring it. Yeah, if it's just a mutual life, then the stones stay there, and they do not get removed. And you don't count the dame. Yeah, no, this came up last year. I didn't. I wasn't even close game, but we were scoring, and I was like, "Oh, this is 3 points." He's like, "No, that's neutral." I was like, "No, that's Chinese rules. This is AGA rules." And so I got the TD. It was this Chinese dude. And I said, "This is territory. This is not neutral." He's like, "Oh, Sekis are counted as neutral." I was like, "No, that's in Chinese rules. This is AGA rules." And he's like, "Oh, let's score the rest of the game, and if it comes up, we'll go over this. But if not, we need to move the tournament, and we can have a discussion after." So, okay, we scored it. I won regardless, whatever. And then I pulled up the AGA rules and showed him. I was like, see? It says it right here. This is where it says it. And so I taught the TT about how to score it. And I was like, I'm not losing another freaking game because of it. Let me see if I can pull up Sensei's library Seki scoring. Seki's mutual life. I don't know why I answered that for you. Okay. So let's look at this first example. Okay. In this first one, white cannot capture these 2 stones. Because black will throw a stone in, white captures. Give me oh my gosh, give me the example. Okay. If white goes for the capture right here, sorry, then I'm not sure why they were telling me. I don't know. I don't know the Chinese rules like inside and out. I just know the AJ rules, and I knew that the dude was wrong. So I don't know why the Chinese dude was... Maybe it was a Korean dude. But the Chinese TD told me it was not a thing, and I'm like, yes, it is a thing, so I don't freaking know. I don't know what rule set they know, but that's the one I know. So if you play right here as white to capture these 2 stones, black will play inside, and if you capture, it's a snapback. So white captures and you capture, you get the points. So black can throw in a stone like this, 1, 2. So now this is a self-Atari for white to play, because there's only 1 liberty now. Right? So because there's only 1 liberty in this self-Atari, that means these 2 stones cannot be captured. This is surrounded by black, so this is 1 point for black if black cannot be captured. So this is a point. White also has a point in this one, but there are some cases where one side will have more than 1 point, and some rule sets will score it as even. Yeah. I don't know the ins and outs of Chinese rules, but I prefer AGA. Now, I say that actually preferring Chinese rules. Because for beginners, Chinese rules is the best system, okay? Every other rule set pretty much punishes beginners because they don't know what they're doing. Chinese rules is the best for beginners. The reason I like AGA rules is because, one, it's a lot smaller of a document to read, and two, it's easier to count, in my opinion. But I'm also really used to it. So maybe if I was used to Chinese rules, it'd be different, but I'm just really used to AGA rules, and I think it's easier. I actually don't know New Zealand rules. People were having a discussion on it on OGS, and I've actually never learned that one. Is it the same? I don't know. I just always counted AGA, so I was always liked how simple it was. Kind of, but AGA and Chinese rules get the exact same result every time, is the math behind it. Japanese can differ by 1 or 2 points. No, the +1 point is to balance out the extra komi to make it give the same result as the Chinese rules. So the whole point is it's a Chinese game. We want the result that the Chinese rules give, but we also need it to be like applicable and not confusing to people at tournaments. Was the concept, I believe. Right. But I do think, aside from the Seki, I think the Super-Ko, I believe the board position can never repeat. I believe that is the Super-Ko, if I'm right. I think that rule is a very valid and should be applied rule. However, it's not really applicable in person unless you have an SGF recording it. Because there's some positions that it's ridiculously hard to figure out if it repeated or not. So I understand that you can't really apply the super roll in person. No, there should never be a draw in AGA unless there is a triple ko. Triple ko can be a draw. 99.9% of the time should never be a draw. Oh, is there? Oh my gosh. Freaking mathematicians, man. No, screw that. Screw that. They don't count, okay? They are witches and wizards, and they do not count because we are freaking muggles, okay? Screw them. They're not existing. I agree. Like I said, I think Chinese rules, as long as the Seki situation is applied how we're talking about, I think Chinese rules are best. I just think it could be confusing for people. Now, actually, I think it would actually be easier if they didn't try to divide the board in half. I think that part always trips me up, and I think it trips other people up too. Just everyone grabs or even writes it down. I think there's actually really easy ways to like just write it down. Everyone just counts up their stuff. We don't have any division or doubling or any of that. We just count how many points we have, and whoever has a bigger number wins. I think that's the way it should be counted. I don't like the add all of black, half it, and then double the result. Yeah, you count the black area, and then count all the black stones, add it together, and if it's greater than half of 361 plus, is it 3.5 or 6? I don't even know. Is it half of Komi or all of Komi that you add to the 361 over 2? This is what I mean. But yeah, do you add Komi or half Komi? And then whatever the result is, you double it because that's the actual story. Yeah, and then whatever the difference is, you double, which is the actual score of the game. Hey, Ben. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. We are talking about Chinese rules and why they are the best, but I hate the way they're counted. Because I really think everyone should count the amount of area they have and the amount of stones, and then they just compare. Hello, Fedrun. They should not do the freaking count only blacks, half it, add half of Comey, and then double the score. All that's freaking confusing, for me at least. I think you should just count it. That's what I tell kids to do. When I'm teaching kids, it's really easy, okay? When I teach kids, I'm like, hey, capture everything on the board, okay? Don't leave anything left. Because if you don't know if it can be captured or not, you should play it out. They're beginners, right? They don't know if it's there or not. So they just play it out. I'm like, okay, when you think there is nothing else to do, count the area that is yours. Count it. Okay, grab that many black stones. Grab that many black stones. Now add all of your black stones together. And then for white, same thing. You count your area, grab that many white stones, add all of your white stones together. And I have them put rows of 5. Okay, that's how I had the kids count. Rows of 5. And that was, I think, super easy to understand for them. All they needed to know was the capture rule, and they could score the game. Now, the way that would work with 361 positions, because you don't have that many stones, it'd be a nightmare, is you count the area that you have, and then you make shapes with the stones. So what that could be is 10. Actually, it could be like, I believe it's like 10 or 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you could just do 10, 20, 30, 45, 45, 6, 7, 8, or whatever. The scattered stones around. 6, 7, 8, 9, or whatever, right? I feel like that's an easy way to count. It doesn't have to be this one, just something that you can remember. That's all it is. You just add your stones together in a way that you can understand. Yeah, if you have to deal with 361 stones, that's not, like, reasonable. It's too many stones to move around. Make a mess. Very easy to make a mistake or mess something up. I think that's too many stones to move around. But I just like to count the area, write it down. It could be a piece of paper. I don't care. You know, either way, it could just be a piece of paper. Write down the area, and then just put all the stones in rows of 5, and then add it to the number. In my mind, that is the simplest counting method and probably the most accurate. Then you give white an additional 7 stones, and they win ties. Yeah. But I think it makes so much more sense. Okay? I think it makes so much more sense than all this passing one stone. Like I said, I'd like the AGA in the sense for stronger players because it's easier to count, but for beginners and stuff, Chinese rules is the way to go. Like, honestly, I wouldn't hate Chinese rules tournaments. I don't think I would hate that either. Because technically it's a Chinese game. I'm just saying, guys. We can't just be like, oh, this Chinese rules suck. It's a Chinese game. We can't just steal their game. But yeah, I think this is one thing I really like is Squishy Go. This is one thing that I really, really like. I really like this. The rules of this is just the capture rule. Whoever has more stones at the end wins. Okay? So there is no territory. There's only, I have 1 stone, you have 1 stone. I have 2 stones, you have 2 stones. And then if I capture you, you have less stones. And then I win. Oh, we fill. Okay, and then after that, we start filling in our area. Or they die. That's fine too. But the idea is you start filling in your area. How do I not die on stream? And then once you fill in your area, you just need to make sure that you don't kill yourself. Okay, and then I fill. And if I fill one more, I get captured, so I don't fill, and I have 12 stones on the board. And then I pass. I think that's super easy for beginners to understand why you surround stuff. It also kind of teaches the concept of eyes naturally, because if you fill that final point and get captured, you're like, well, that's unfair. So it's like, oh, you don't fill that last point, because if you do, you get captured. And it kind of teaches how eyes work. It's also cute, easy, it's 5x5, super fast, super easy to learn. It's not intimidating like the 19x19. I think it's fantastic for beginners. And it translates into Chinese rules very easily. Because as soon as you're in Chinese rules, it's like, oh, yeah, you just don't have to place the stones, but that's what the stones are. Yeah, that's why it's called the surrounding game bats. I think I said something a couple years ago about the surrounding game name, and you misunderstood me, I think. And then I think you were like, you're just wrong and dumb. And I'm like, I don't even think, because I was typing, and so I wasn't able to have a conversation because there was lag and everything. I think you just misunderstood. I believe, from what I have read, that it is a misconception that Go is called the surrounding game because you surround stuff on the board. What I read was people called it the surrounding game because people surrounded the board in person, like people were surrounding the board watching, and so they called it the surrounding game. Now, I'm not 100%. That is something I read a while ago. But I believe that was something. Hold on. How many years have we been streaming? What is that? Let's see. I think I've had Twitch for 15 years. Was it 15 or 16 years? I don't even know. How long have we been streaming? Oh my gosh. We've been doing this too long, man. We're going to be like 80 years old and still insulting each other. Back in my day, Bat self-ataried. Now, he forgets what color he is. You just wait. You're going to do that. Give it a few decades. You'll forget what color you are. Hey, that's like the opposite of racist, I'll have you know. If you're every color, you can't be against a color. That's how that works, right? Dude, the amount of things that could be quoted that we say on stream that could get us banned. Just talking about black and white and blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, you gotta kill black over here. We could probably get banned very easily if someone wanted to. Yeah. Yeah, Kara, we've been playing around. I've been playing that is true. We've been playing around with different stone sets, and one thing that I think is a nice balance that I've learned. When you're looking through stone sets, and you want to be cute for beginners, but also for Go players that like their solid colors. Wait, you can't make clips when I'm... What? Is that why I don't have a lot of clips? That's crazy. Let's do this. So when you're picking a set or whatever, a lot of beginners like stuff like this, right? I think a lot of people... Fudge. A lot of people like the unique stones. Like these, right? But if you try this on stream, people are going to be like, I don't like this. But if you do this, which Go players do like, then some beginners will be like, oh, this is boring. But I think a nice balance is if you take the black stone and put a solid color on it. So like, let's say pink, right? And then if you have a nice soft color that contrasts with it, not that blue, but you get the idea of what I'm trying to get across. If you have a nice contrast color, then I think people can tolerate it. And still let beginners have fun. Oh, bats. No, like, I've gotten way better. Ready? Ready, ready. You ready for my Chaos Go board? It's the craziest Go board I have on here. Okay, where's the stones? I gotta get the stones. I gotta get the stones. Where are they at? Where did I put them? Which order did I upload these things in? There we go, there we go. There's that. There's that. And now we go to the Go board. Go all the way down. There's that. Give it a second, because it's a GIF instead of an image. Okay, now let's go to a puzzle. Let it load. This GIF is annoyingly long because it's not something I normally would upload because it's too long, but it has to be, so it syncs. It had to be a lot of frames per second so it wasn't choppy. But it's definitely chaos. As soon as it loads, come on, dude. How long does it take to load, like 20 seconds of GIF? Come on! Ooh, there we go. That's a good one. There it goes. There it goes. It's the best Go board. Solve that problem. This is the worst Go board for Go players that I could make. People kept saying, "Oh, your stones, I can't read them. They have designs on them and stuff." And I'm like, challenge accepted. Read this. Read this. Can anyone solve this? Can anyone actually solve this? I'll give you a hint. It's a Liberty Shortage / Double Atari. Not at the moment. I'm actually pretty close to finishing. Typically, I know Bats hates it, but typically I focus on just teaching when I stream. Bats wants me to play, but I usually just teach and advertise like Smago Dragon. I have been playing though, off stream. Like check it, check it, check it, check it. I've been playing. See? I've been playing. Yeah. And some of them are even dots. If I could do this all the time, I would be playing Go a lot more, right? I'd be a lot better at Go. This is a good feeling. If I'm being completely honest, because I'm getting burnt out streaming, I'm getting a lot of hate for a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, and I'm trying really hard to push stuff to make Go more accessible and easier for beginners. I'm trying to record stuff to make beginners have an easier time learning the game. I'm trying to break things down into steps so DDKs can understand the game better. And the more I do, the more hate I get because I'm breaking tradition stuff. And so I'm getting like really burnt out being on stream. A lot of it's on Reddit. This is why my wife has grounded me from Reddit. A lot of it is on Reddit. But there's it's really funny. Depending on the post, some people will... I've got a lot of like mixed reviews on the Ghost Stone stuff. It wasn't as bad as yours, don't worry. Don't worry. Yours was still like... Yeah, yours is still much worse. It's r/Baduk, but honestly, at this point, I'm just getting, like, annoyed. And I kind of want to get off the internet. I think I want streaming to become fun for me again instead of just like work. Now, I do enjoy doing this for work, but it's still, in my mind, it's still work. And it used to be a lot more like fun. I've also been streaming for over a decade. It's less about the stream. I'm not getting hate for the streaming. I'm getting hate for Samago Dragon. The thing that I'm spending like 60 hours a week on. A lot of it is like I have to go back and forth between communities. I have to go from like non-Go players and getting feedback from them to make sure it's approachable and interesting to look at, and then going back to the Go community to make sure I don't go too far. So it's definitely a balance. But like I just showed, the Chaos one is more of a joke, but I had a few people say that this is just not good. I don't like, this is bad. Don't put stuff on Ghost Stones. Now, not everyone. This is just a couple comments every now and then. But like, I'll get stuff like this. Right? They're like, don't put stuff on Ghost Stones. It's too distracting. And I'm like, oh, look, I made this. Got the black and white kitties, right? Oh, fudge. Got the black and white kitties. I think this is great. It's really cute. Kid-friendly. Got a lion and a giraffe. And like, no, I can't even read doing this. This is terrible. Like, okay, yeah, fine. Go players also need simple stuff. So I tried to give simple stuff too. I tried to balance it. Oh, crappy ice cream. So I also have simple stuff. But as soon as I deviate, like I actually thought this one was really good. I didn't realize that this one was going to receive hate. But I thought this one was really good. I was solving Go problems with this little blue outline lightning thing. And then I think it was the white one that people really hated. Yeah. So the moment I started showing off the abnormal stones, because I'm like, hey, there's variety. You don't just have to be black and white. People are like, no, it can only be black and white. Hello, MB199. Because I've been doing this a lot. Yeah, I know. Because I've been doing this a lot. I'm also getting. Let's fudge. I need to go to version test. Got to go to the admin account. I posted a picture. I posted a picture of some of the granite ghost stones that I made, and I was asking like, how come these don't exist IRL? And some people gave me links. Some were like, hey, these do exist. I think there's a website in Europe. I try to say that, but I think there's not really a lot of thought. I think they see and then they get mad. Now, like I said, it's not everyone. There is some positive feedback, but it is getting exhausting. Yeah, I saw these and I thought they were really good. And then they're like, I believe there was one comment I remember, because I try to not think about them. There's one specifically I remember where I showed something like this, and they're like, they don't exist because there's only one person who would actually buy them, and that's not a big enough market. It's like insinuating I'm the only one who would want different stones. It's little kind of comments like that. They just add up, I guess. It's not like super insulting. Like Bats had it much worse. It's not like super insulting, but a lot of little targeted comments, I guess, have just been taking their toll. I think I'm just not handling it well. There's definitely some stuff that I think I do wrong. Like, I think I advertise too much. And I'm trying to do better about it because this is like my living. So I'm trying to make better ads relevant. I'm trying to also participate in the community while additionally putting ads. And people are not liking the ads. I'm like, okay, that's understandable. But I've had a couple people who have given me constructive feedback. Hey, this looks like this, or this ad I don't like because of this reason, blah, 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 blah. And then there's other people who are like, he just wants money. He doesn't need to be here. Why are people allowing this post? Literally, there's a promotional tag. I tag promotional. It is allowed within the rule sets. I tag it promotional, and they're like, stop allowing this content. No promotional content under the promotional tag. And I'm like, I can't win. At this point, it's gotten so bad. It's gotten so bad that if I make a post, aside from like a joke like this, if I make a legitimate post about an opinion, I get downvoted. Asking for money is. I literally, so they were getting mad at me for doing a post. I'm doing a tournament bundle sale, which I'm totally doing a tournament bundle sale, guys. I am raising funds to attend the Midwest Open, and I'm selling lessons at a discount to do so. And that, of course, gets downvoted because people don't like ads on Reddit, which I get. I get. But someone said I should not be using a fundraiser because I should not be doing a fundraiser because I'm not a charity. So why am I doing a fundraiser? I should not do that. I need to stop asking for money. And I'm like, but people do fundraisers for not charities. And I'm also not just asking for money. I'm trying to work for it. I'm asking for, like, I guess, work. And I guess I just word it as a fundraiser. But it's like, I would like to work to go to this tournament. If you're willing, I will work to teach you and make you better at the game. If you're willing to sponsor me to go to the tournament. And that's kind of what the agreement is in my head. But I think I also do not word it well. I think I am not super good at my wording choices. So, I'm also not good at making ads at all. And I acknowledge this, but also I can't just stop and not make sales. I have to make sales, but I'm really bad at the ads, and people are really getting mad. No, I agree. I just wish people would, like, constructively tell me that. I did a couple times. I've done that because I'm like, I don't trust it. And to me, it looks so fake. The wording seems so fake, but I'm like, sure, whatever. There's been a couple people. I'm thinking of Reddit specifically, but I think it's beyond Reddit, that have given me constructive feedback about when I go too far. They're like, hey, I don't really like this content because of XYZ. This is my opinion, but here's my feedback. And I'm like, I take that to heart and actually listen. It doesn't mean I will do it, but sometimes I do. Sometimes I will change something I'm doing because of feedback. But also, it's not just one person's feedback that I'm getting. I'm getting a lot. Like, I get feedback from beginners and strong Go players. So I can't just be like, oh, the strong Go players don't want crazy stones. But the beginners love the crazy stones and the gimmicks and the dragons and the cute stuff. Like, so many people love all the cute stuff. But all the hardcore players are like, this is terrible. Don't ever put these for ghost stones. Like, this is terrible. And I'm like, okay, but, like, the beginners love it, and the beginners are playing the game now, and I want them to play Go, so I'm going to keep doing it. But also, I want strong players to have a good time as well, so I try to put, like, nice, aesthetically pleasing stones as well. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, right. And the default is just black and white. But I don't even think, like, people give it the benefit of the doubt. They don't even ask or have a conversation. Oh, and I got accused of encouraging a student to promote me. Okay, so I had a conversation with one of my students about me using the term discovered cut instead of under the stones. And I had a conversation with him, and I was like, I think discovered cut makes more sense to a beginner than Under the Stones. I don't think it makes sense, but if they know what a cutting point is, then seeing I discovered a cut after these got captured, I think that makes an easier understanding, which makes it easier to remember this tactic. So I chose that wording for my app. And he's like, I don't know if I agree, but I can understand that. And then he responded later. He's like, I thought about it for a while, and I think you are actually right. He's like, I think you're actually right, and it's okay if you don't think I'm right. It's completely fine. Yeah, and I'm trying to translate. I'm trying to make English words like even "co." I want to call loop, but I'm like really cautious about it, right? Because I get so much crap already. But even if it like he disagreed at first, and he was like, I understand why you're doing that. I think I'm going to respectfully disagree, and I'm like, that's completely fine. It's okay. We are having a constructive conversation about it. Anyway, he went and made a post. He's like, I actually have changed my mind about this, and I agree with Clossius's app input with Discover Cut or something along those lines, right? I don't remember the exact wording, so don't quote me. But the point was he worded something about me positively, and someone said it came across like I was pushing him to advertise me. And I'm like, so other people can't even like talk about me without it coming across like I'm advertising? So I think I've just gone too far or something. I can't do anything on Reddit without getting downvoted now. Yeah, I actually didn't either until today. I got like really upset and I'm like, why is this better? I'm like, I'm going to sit and I'm going to understand this. I took like 30 minutes looking up the different definitions, the different languages, and I'm like, oh, I understand now. So I kind of understand it's under the stones when it gets removed. I also saw the Chinese was X-ray. That makes sense. But I'm like, in English, this doesn't really fit. I think culturally it fits better over here or whatever. And then I'm looking, I'm like, Chinese uses these words, Japanese uses these words, Korean uses these words. Why are we not using our own words? Why are we using Japanese words? This doesn't make sense. We need our own words. Every country has their own words. Why do we not have our own words? So, yeah, I just can't deal very well with the amount of criticism. It's just a lot, and it's just adding up. Well, it's okay. I love it. I know. I've been stressing. Because the thing is, I really want to make things that people enjoy. I really want to help the community and help people improve. And so hearing people like tell me I'm making the community worse is really depressing. But honestly, if it wasn't my job, I think I would quit. I think I would just teach a few of my students, and I don't even think I would be on social media. I think I would just make some Ego Dragon for the people that enjoy it. But this is like my job. This is my living. So if I don't promote, I starve. But also, I don't think I would do nearly as much as I'm doing if I wasn't getting paid to do it. It's just getting really depressing. It's why I like doing stuff off stream a lot. Like, I'll play Go for myself. I'll play games for myself and not stream it. And I know I'm not building my brand or audience when I'm doing it, but I'm also like, I want to do something that's not work. I don't want to think about work for a while. I just want to do something that I enjoy.
It's gotten so bad he's playing chess.
Yeah, I'm actually enjoying chess. Maybe. I do need to play more. You can send me a friends request, but right now, I just don't want to schedule anything, you know? I just want to, if I'm laying in bed, I'm like, okay, I want to play Go right now. Then I can play Go. And I've been trying to actually be okay with playing handicap and like smaller boards. So if you catch me at the right time, sure. But a lot of the times it's just the whim, and I'm like, I don't want to schedule a game. Like in AOL, I really hated, because I'm like, after work, I'm like, I have something else I got to do. Instead of just like, when I go to bed, I'm like, oh, do I want to play chess? Do I want to read a book? Do I want to watch YouTube? Do I want to play Go? I'll just sit there and I can do what I want to do without any requirements or feeling bad like I'm not doing work or something, you know? But yeah, so if you catch me at the right time, sure. A lot of the times it's just a whim. I was actually getting upset with my game last year. I was because all I did was focus on my teaching, right? And last year I went to the tournament, and I'm like, my reading's garbage. Like, this is terrible. And I'm like, I want to go to the tournament because I love being in the Go community. It's where I feel I am at home, where I belong, is at the Go community. And I went to the tournament, and I'm like, I'm playing like garbage. I feel like I'm wasting my time in this tournament, but this is where I want to be. And I'm like, I need to study to stay strong, but I can't study because I need to work. And then I want to go to the tournament, but it also feels like I'm wasting my time at the tournament because I am doing horribly. So last year, that was one of the big things. Ironically, Sumego Dragon's making me better at the game. Funny enough, because I'm analyzing these problems like crazy to make sure all the branches are right or whatever. And I'm doing problems like every single day to like make sure I can unlock stuff, make sure the flow is good, make sure the user experience is good. So I'm solving thousands of Go problems. And I'm getting better. It's funny how that works. So I'm not even playing all that much, but I'm still improving because of the amount of Go problems that I'm solving. It's crazy. It's like doing Go problems is good for you or something. Who would have thunk? Have you been on some Mega Dragon? I tell you, just do the easy, like, do the beginner ones. Who cares? What I started with was literally the beginner problems. Okay, because I'm lazy. I didn't want to think. So I would just turn on the beginner problems because I wanted to unlock the boards and stones. I wanted to unlock stuff. And then I'm like, I really want to prestige. So I'm working on adding all these numbers. This is my admin account, so this isn't the real one. But I'm at level 5. I'm working on 2000. I have 2000 beginner, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, and I'm working on 2005. And if I get 2000 in every category, I get to prestige. So I naturally do Go problems just trying to do other stuff. And I started with like stupid easy ones. Like I started to want to keep my place on the leaderboard. So I would grind a bunch of beginner problems. Because I wanted to stay on the leaderboard one day. And it just became like kind of like a video game where I wasn't doing it to improve at Go. I was doing it because of other reasons. So maybe it's enjoyable. The entire purpose of the site is to make Go problems enjoyable instead of work. It's like, hey, here's the Go problems I think you need to improve. And then I want to give you an experience that makes it fun to do them rather than making it feel like work. So it goes from, oh, I have to do like a Go problem every day to, oh, wow, I've done 100 Go problems today.
Here's what I would say. I have gone from actively avoiding Go problems to I'm almost at 2,000 for the second month in a row.
Yeah, she went 0 Go problems to now doing 2,000 a month.
It wasn't even like...
Dude.
It was actively avoiding doing Go problems.
See, I'm not the only one who uses the elitist word. See, he used elitist community.
Yeah.
I've been saying elitist. Like, I'm like, there's so many freaking elitist in the community. I also got a big controversial post where I was like, 9x9 is a better game. Like, this is much better for beginners. It has a lot less rank difference, so I can lose to someone 5 ranks weaker than me.
Hi.
I can lose to my wife on a 7x7. Like, it's a lot more fun for a game. Ooh, the community did not like that. They did not like that at all. I was very wrong. You know what else I was wrong about? I wrote an article, I say article. But I spent an hour writing a post. Yes, that's one of the things, like, compared to chess, like, Go takes forever. Chess games you can do really quickly. 9x9 you can do quickly, but Go on a 19x19, no one has the freaking time for. So it's a great game. I love it, and I prefer 19 by 19, but 9 by 9 arguably, unbiasedly, is a better game than 19 by 19, in my opinion. But yeah, I wrote a post and like, this is something I am seeing a lot, is why 9 to 7 queues are getting stuck. These are the common patterns that I'm seeing. And I think you should do these things to get to Dawn level. And it was really funny to see how many single-digit queues got upset and told me I was wrong. That is not how you get to Dawn level. And I'm like, I'm literally telling you what you're doing wrong, and you're telling me I'm wrong. Like, how do you help people like that? How do you help them improve if they tell you that you're wrong? I'm like, hey, you have to play at least a minimum amount of games if you want to improve efficiently. Like, you can play less than that, and you'll improve slower, and that's fine. But if you want to improve efficiently, this is what I recommend. And like, you're wrong. You don't have to do that. You can just solve Go problems. You can just watch lectures. It's okay. You don't have to play games. Having a 7Q tell me that you don't have to play a lot of games to get to Dawn level. It's like, what am I even doing? Why am I bothering? I'm going to slightly disagree. I don't think a lot of Dawn players are elitist. I think a lot of the loud Dawn players are elitist. I think, in my mind, an elitist is someone who is a very competitive player and is very ingrained in the current culture and really thinks that the game needs to be this way. It needs to be super competitive. It needs to be 19 by 19. 9 by 9 is not a real game. It needs to be black and white, the same traditional stuff. It needs to use the Japanese Go terms. And if you change the stones, you're ruining the game. If you're playing 9 by 9, you're not actually playing the game. It's that mentality. I heard someone talk about how they're a 20Q. And like, I go to Go Club and I go for the social experience and I get to play the game and I don't really care about losing and I don't care about improving. It doesn't bother me. And the Go Club cannot fathom that he doesn't want to go to a Go tournament and he doesn't want to improve. He just wants to socialize and play Go. The 5Q telling you. I mean, I feel like you could word that better. Like, hey, I thought this one was better. Why did you play this one instead of that one? I thought this one was better. Yeah. The more I get away from the culture, the more hate that I get. Yeah, you gotta give up on that. I remember many years ago, there was like this 7Q. I think it was a 7 or 9Q or something. And he wanted to give the Dawn players handicap. It's like, I think I can give you guys handicap. I think I'm a Dawn player. And we're like, okay. And there were several comments exchanged, but it was like, fine, whatever. I'll just show you. And then we had like half the board. It's like a 5-star handicap or something stupid. We had like half the board, or I had like half the board. I remember my game. I had like literally more than half the board was mine. And there was a bunch of dead groups in it. And he's like, I think you should resign. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, like, you have no points. And I'm like, you're dead on half the board. He's like, no, I'm not. I won the game, so he was wrong. But he said he made a mistake. And I'm like, no kidding. You made a mistake, huh? Yeah. I think the big problem is I think the community needs to change in some ways. Now, I have an opinion on what those ways should be, and I may be right, may be wrong, but I think the community needs to change in some ways in order to be more approachable and easier for beginners to get into. And the ways that I think that it should change are the ways that I'm working on, because I think I believe that what I am doing will make the community better for beginners. I don't know if I'll be right. I could very well be wrong, but I really think that I'm right, so I'm going to work really hard with what I think will hopefully help the community. I think people really hate change, though. I really think a lot of the hate is because of just the human nature. They hate different. They hate change. I think that's a lot of it. I am succeeding, actually. Thank you. I feel like I am making a large difference to a lot of people. Because, and I say that not to be like egotistical, but I see the numbers of the people that are getting into it, and it's one of the things that like I look forward to every week is seeing how many people are using the things that I'm building to enjoy the game and get better. I love seeing my students rank up. I love hearing about how this problem came up in their game and they saw it thanks to the stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of app practices I don't like, and I'm trying really hard to avoid them. But also, I literally have to pay for this. This website cost me $400 this month. Like, I have to keep some sort of subscription model, or I will bleed money. It's crazy. Yeah, this website's expensive to run. And I am getting better about making it more cost efficient. Yeah, Clossius Approach series is one of my most one of the things I'm most proud of that I've created. And I think I've gotten a lot of feedback, but if I put any sort of financial thing on the Clossius Approach, I think people would have hated on it so hard. I think it would not have gained popularity. I think some people would have benefited, but I think a lot of people would have just said it is bad advice and blah, 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 blah. But it has done a lot for advertising and getting me students. So I think it's just one of the best things I've made. And what's really funny is I tried to put everything that I knew into the series as best I could. I mean, it's not everything, but I tried to get as much as I could into the videos. And it's 50 hours long. And people are like, hey, I cannot apply the Clossius Approach. I'm like, how many of the videos have you watched? 3. Have you considered watching the rest? I don't have the time. I'm like, okay. So, telling me why the Clossius Approach is not working for you. But you've watched 3 hours of a 50-hour playlist. Do Go problems. I don't know. Play the game. And then there's also the opposite where they'll be like, hey, I'm watching all these videos and I'm not getting it. I'm like, but you're playing 5 games a month. And I'm glad the videos are being watched, but try to play 5 games between each video. That should be a balance with 5 games per video and getting through the series. I really think could get people to 5Q pretty quickly. Yeah. there are some things that I've seen get misunderstood for sure. And this is where on stream I try to like recorrect it. Like I've had people misunderstand bases. They thought a base was a 2-space jump. And I'm like, no, it has to be near the edge. They were jumping to the center and thinking that was a base. And so I've tried to like recorrect some things. And sometimes it happens. Like sometimes I can't just magically make everyone understand what I'm saying. And that's what the lessons are for and the streams are for. But if I ask for money for my advice, whoo, how dare. Bats, do you remember back in the day on KGS when we first started charging money? I think it was because we were not pros. I forget who else was doing it. I know there was a big mentality back then about why does a Dawn player think they have the right to charge money if they're not a pro? There was a big mentality on KGS the first couple years that I started charging money. And I think that would have been a lot worse if we had as much social media as we do today. Like 15 years ago, I think it was about 15, 16 years ago, on KGS, there was a lot of comments about how I don't have the right to charge money because I'm an amateur. Film, you are kind of correct, but I really believe that the best path is to do the thing that you enjoy. I think if you're doing any aspect of the game that you are not enjoying and you're not doing the thing that you do enjoy, you're not going to improve. So you do have to play the game. I think you do need to do some level of Go problems-ish. But if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to improve. If you're playing an opening because the AI tells you to play it, but you enjoy Sanrense, and you're not playing Sanrense because people or AI says it's bad, you're not going to improve. You'll improve faster playing Sanrense. Who cares if it's a second, third, whatever opening? And that's just the generic example. I think there's a lot of things like some people really love doing Go problems, and some people don't. I was one of the people who hated doing Go problems. Right? I hated doing Go problems. And actually made a rule for myself. And I'm like, I don't want to do Go problems, but I know I need life and death practice to improve. So what I did for myself was I was like, okay, if a Go problem is on the board, I will solve it. Ironically, that was actually a better habit than just doing Go problems because it made me look at the life and death. Yeah, exactly, yeah. And so I solved every Go problem on the board every single time a Go problem came up on the board. And that's how I got my life and death practice. And that's a funny way to do it because it's actually really helpful because that means you're reading the life and death problem, which a lot of people don't do. They'll solve Go problems and then they won't apply it. And you're reading relevant life and death problems. So in a funny kind of way, that was actually really good for me. And then I read ladders to improve my reading because I didn't want to do Go problems. And so I was like, I'm going to read ladders to make sure I can visualize the stones. Yeah, I actually had a friend of mine say he liked Samego Dragon, but he didn't like that he had to solve the puzzle to get the coins because he would rather just read it out and then move on to the next one. I'm like, well, you could technically do that. You just don't get the reward for it because I don't know when you solved it. And he's like, yeah, it's fair. It's not realistic. I'm just saying. He's like, in an ideal world, the app would read my mind and know when I solved it and give me the coins. Yeah, I definitely improved faster when I was just playing the game. I think if I didn't have to like worry about making a living, I would be like 8 Dan or 9 Dan. I don't think it would be that hard. I would just play games like all day and play the opening that I wanted to play and not stress about, oh, I have to get viewers for this or I have to make sure that I put this amount of time into working and then balance that with the amount of time I have to play. College really slowed me down because I had to balance playing the game versus going to school. I might have made not optimal choices. I mean, I'm a Dawn player for what that's worth. I got a Dawn degree. I did not make optimal choices. Clearly. No. I could definitely see that contributing, but not with me. I had already lost a lot of playtime before that even happened. But why it would do positive things is it would it increased the mood and felt me the marriage made me feel safe, happy, and not lonely, and it just overall improved my mood, which you need to be in a positive mood and mindset in order to improve. Thank you for the follow, Lumps. So I don't see how that mindset improvement could harm the game. I'm good. Now, it's really hard not to blink when you say that, okay? Like, there's a light here, and I started thinking about it, and then I started getting blind. As soon as I started thinking about blinking, I'm like, there's a light in my face. The moment I thought about it, I'm like, oh, fudge. Yeah, she's literally right there. It's really funny.
I'm doing no problem. I paid attention to the word marriage, and I was like, ah.
Yeah, I'm just talking about it too. Okay, you're good for my go. I will say, I love my wife. Okay, she actually, she and I were having discussions, and like this is what back when we were deciding lifestyle and everything else, like really tough decisions. And I was like, I really hate doing these other jobs. Like I had an office job, and like I hate it here. I really just hate it. I know this is stable income. This has career opportunities, benefits. And I'm like, I really think this is a great job to take care of us, but I really hate it. Thank you. And I was like, I really just want to teach Go. And I'm like, if I do that, though, we're not going to make a lot of money. I was doing a data entry in Nashville at a corporate job. I was at a cubicle. And I'm like, Stardew Valley hit me a little too close to home, okay? It came out when I was working there, and I'm like, this is not cool, Stardew Valley, okay? Have you seen the intro to Stardew Valley? I was working in a cubicle, and I'm like, this is a little too real, okay? Not gonna lie. Especially since I was struggling with being there. It was a great work environment though. Like my bosses were great. It had open cubicles so you could see your team. We all went on team outings, and I really thought it was the ideal regular job. And I'm like, it doesn't get better than this. This is the best job you could ask for, and I hated it. I hated being there. I hated going to it every single day. I'm like, this is not me. This is not who I am. I felt like I was trapped like a rat on a wheel to make sure that we were surviving. And I'm like, I cannot do this for 50 years. Like, this is a fantastic job, and I think some people would really love it. It was a really good job. And I'm like, this is just not who I am, though. Like, this is not me. And I felt terrible. I'm like, I can't do this, but I don't want you to be stuck with someone who's going to be a Go teacher because it's not very lucrative. And I felt so bad about being a bad husband. And loving wife supported the decision and told me that I needed to do what I enjoyed. Yeah. And so she said, work, build what you want to build. And I know it's going to take you... I know it's going to take you some time. So she worked 2 jobs while I started out at like $300 a month. Yeah, dude, it's great. She's great. But she worked 2 jobs and told me to just work on it every day. It's like, as long as you're working on it, I don't care if you're succeeding right immediately. Just make sure you're doing the work, and I'll make the money. And so I did, and I built it up. And I'm like, how do people... I don't know. I'm like, how do people function without having one of these in their life? Like, how do people function without having a Kara in their life? Like, how could I possibly find someone better? So, yeah, I think everyone needs the person for them. So, yeah, I love my wife. Like I said at the start, I love my wife. Yeah, I really wish I made more money. I'm not gonna lie. I really wish we were more lucrative, but I love teaching Go. I love being in the Go community. Like, this is who I am. I'm never gonna stop doing this. It's just who I am. And then having someone who's like, hey, I don't care. We're fine. We don't need lots of money. You play Go. And I'm like, I could play Go with you. Yeah, it's not bad. You're not ruining our lives by playing Go. It's okay. You don't need a computer science job. Just play Go.
And now you can take care of me.
And now I'm taking care of her. Yeah, she's now walking again, which is great. Yeah, I take care of her now. It's actually switched. She's like, I'm sorry, I'm not contributing. I'm like, dude, we wouldn't have this if you didn't contribute. What are you talking about? I was like, you're fine. Relax. Chill. Just get walking again. It's fine. I got this. Her joints are very weak. And we found out the hard way because we didn't know that. And we got a subscription to the YMCA in order to start exercising because we were trying to be healthier adults. And she was running on the treadmill and putting a lot of strain on her legs because exercise does that. And we didn't know that she had weak knees, and then they got dislocated and they stopped working. So we had to do a lot of physical therapy and lifestyle changes in order to make sure that she didn't have to do things that would keep them broke. Yeah. So oh my gosh, she was about to become like a store manager too, like the GM. She was about to become the general manager of this place in like 4 or 5 months. And we're like, hey, she can't work here anymore. This is literally going to prevent her from ever walking because there's like concrete floors and stuff and stock. And she can't just sit down in that job. And so we had to like kill that. And they were very sorry to lose her. Like, we're very sorry to lose you too. But this sucks, but we got to do it. No, it took about a couple years, but no, she can walk around all fine and dandy now. I won't let her get a factory job or anything though. Any job that requires her to be on her feet for 8 hours, it's fine. Comparatively fine and dandy, okay? You can walk in Walmart. We've made progress. Okay, but yeah, no, I legit just don't let her make money. I'm like, I like you walking. You're not getting a floor job where you have to walk around. So there's a lot of things that I just, as a responsible / controlling husband, you are not allowed to have a career that makes lots of money. Okay? If it's on your feet, that Amazon warehouse can suck it. Okay? Screw that. You are walking. Can you imagine wheelchairing yourself through the Amazon warehouse? That thing's... Oh no, not a chance. We tried. You have any idea how hard that is? Like, if we cut off her leg... No, you're good. If we cut off her leg, we could get disability. That's pretty much what we would need to do to get approved. I think at some point, maybe we could do something.
The thing is, I have good days and I have bad days. And
yeah.
Bad days, I can't do stuff and I have to, like, call out. That's not great for remaining employed.
Yeah, no, like, she's not injured enough for the disability. So, kind of sucks. We could probably, if we fought it long enough, we could probably get it. But it's a lot of stress, and yeah, it would be way too much stress, and it would just not be worth it. It would take years to get it. Like, I think we'd have to fight it in court for like 2, maybe 3 years, and it would be so much stress to do. And like, why? If we can make a living now and we have to survive for 3 years anyway, it's not worth the stress.
Anyway.
Yeah, you wouldn't even get that much. I mean, it's better than nothing. but still, it's not worth the stress. It is not worth the stress, man. Oh my gosh. Did you know I got in trouble with her physical therapist? She went to physical therapy and I got in trouble. She's like, you need to take care of yourself better. And I'm like, I can walk. And she's like, yeah, but if you keep carrying her on your back, you're not going to be able to walk, and then you can't take care of her. And I'm like, that's a stupidly good point, and I hate you for it. She told me I have to stop doing stuff for her. That was the advice I got from the physical therapist. Basically, if she's physically capable of doing it, do not do it for her, because I'm not two human beings. She's like, one of the biggest things that really impact a disabled person is their caretaker disabling themselves, trying to take care of them. And the caretaker burnout apparently is a real bad thing that really makes the handicapped person struggle even more. And I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know I was overexerting myself, and I got in trouble, man. Gave me a whole lecture about what I am and am not allowed to do.
She was great.
Yeah, she was a good physical therapist. She was nice. I say I got in trouble, but she was like really trying to like help me understand like what I should and should not do, what was good and what was not good. Delicate balance. Delicate balance. It worked out. You got a passing grade. She can walk. No, don't worry. I carry the Gobon, not her, so we're good. We had the freaking waiter today was like, "Oh, hey, I just saw someone in the other day that had the Go board on the table or whatever." Yeah, they had the full board because I had the iPad and I was doing puzzles on the iPad. And they're like, "I had the full board." And I was like, "Yeah, that was me." There's no one else in this town that is bringing a Go board to their restaurant besides me. Okay, so how many puzzles does the Mega Dragon have? No, it's fine to ask off-topic questions, fine. And is it possible to do other puzzles on the same category if I do not finish all the other puzzles? I'm not sure what you mean, but yeah. For example, can I do the capture race again, even if I do not finish the other puzzles? Yes. Like, I'm not sure what you mean. Okay, so there's currently 4,800 maybe? 4,800? There's currently 4,800 problems. No, it's less than that that's public. A lot of them are in the... we have about 1,000 in the unsorted.
Unsorted's down to 550.
Oh, unsorted is down to 550? Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, we have a couple editors, and we go through them, fixing branches, make sure we add the correct answers, add wrong branches, which is a thing. A lot of stuff we have to do is add wrong branches to problems. Yeah, and then if you do a category, basically any problem on the site will add to your golden gems once per session. The session resets after you have not done Go problems for an hour. So once it resets, you can do the same problems again. I'm probably going to get off soon, Demon. So if you want to do capture race, you can do them. And if you want to do it again tomorrow, you can do them. If you want to do it in Augusta, you can do them. And it'll keep adding. Let's do it. Okay, so yeah, thank you, Philum. We are very happy. Yes. I love my wife. How do I bring a Go board onto the plane? I had a go board in Korea that was signed by Lee Chong Ho, and I couldn't get it on the plane, and I had to leave it in Korea. So I don't know the answer to that question. Get a smaller go board. Get a foldable. You could ship, but it won't get on the plane. Not with you, at least. Probably tomorrow. I try to do open streams for 2 hours a day most days of the week. Thursdays and Fridays, and I think I'm opened up Wednesdays. I do lessons. So usually earlier in the week. I try to do it. I try not to be too strict with myself about the exact time, but I do try to get on in the middle of the day. We have a magnet go board. Honestly, my advice, bring an iPad. It's the best portable go board. Because you can study, you can play on it, you can play online, you can play offline. You don't get to hold the stones, but if you're talking portable, the iPad is the best. Nope, I lost it because I owed them quite a bit of money because a few things got screwed up. I got a little screwed over financially. I wasn't making as much as I was promised, mostly because of like language barrier. It just was too hard to get communicated to get the stuff. And then I was also being pressured to stay in a place that I couldn't afford. So, and I didn't realize until like after the fact that was what was happening. They like were keeping me at the school, and it was nice, and the school was great, but in hindsight, this sounds really obvious, but at the time, I didn't get it. But someone had offered. I was paying a lot of money to stay at the school, and I was really struggling to pay for that and food and everything. And someone had offered me this. A friend or an acquaintance of an acquaintance had offered to let me stay at their place for free, and said they would just like to have they would like to support a foreign Go player. And they offered to let me stay at their place for free, no rent. And I went to my teacher, I was like, hey, this person offered this. I think this would be very helpful. So because I can't afford the current price, can I just come here during the day and pay a cheaper price so I can afford everything? And they said that wouldn't really change anything. You should stay here because if you come here, then we're not going to just like kick you out and send you home or whatever. So it's no different. So you should just stay here. And it was not that quick of a conversation, but that's kind of the gist of it. And I was like really respectful of the teachers and stuff. So hindsight, I'm like, yeah, no. At this point in my life, I'm like, yeah, no, screw that. I'll go to a different school. I'll freaking study on my own. I don't care. Free rent is free rent, okay? So that would have been helpful. So yeah, I was kind of being pressured to stay in a place I couldn't afford. And I wasn't really able to make good decisions for myself just because of being young and inexperienced and in a foreign country for the first time. So trying to figure everything out all at once. It's like a 20Q trying to get on the 19x19 without going through 9x9 and 13x13. Like, yeah, you could make better decisions, but also you're kind of overwhelmed. Yeah, we do not have that one, but we have something similar. I've done this many of times throughout my Go career. I've had a magnet board several times in my life. I just prefer an iPad. I'm sorry. I love grabbing the stones, but
What's the yellow mountain one? The small version of that one?
I don't think it's the Yellow Mountain one. I think it's a little bit different. But I have taken enough portable boards and I'm like, an iPad's just better. But when I'm talking to the restaurant, okay, when I'm going into the restaurant, I'm like full-size foldable Go board, okay? It ain't no magnet. Okay, my food can sit on the side of the table. My Go board is in front of me. Ooh, I get some waiters that really give me the stink eye for it too. But I'm like, I'm here to eat and play Go. I'm getting both or neither. That's how this works. Oh, man. There was a waitress that got really mad at this other waitress because I had the go board and we were trying to like move stuff to get the plate, and I didn't mind being a little bit cramped. I was trying to set it next to me. And this nice waitress was like, "Hey, would you like us to pull up another table so you have more room so that way you guys don't have to move the game and you can still eat?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's would be great. Thank you." And the waitress that I think was going to have to clean the second table looked at her like she wanted to kill her.
It was a very subtle sting bag.
She was not thrilled about the suggestion. And I was like, now I kind of feel bad, but I'm also appreciative. I don't know. She was trying to be nice and helpful, and it was very helpful. It was great. I had a lot more room. The other waitress did not like it. Thank you for the follow, Philip. Oh, yeah, the merch. Dude, I want to get a freaking blanket, okay? I want to get myself a blanket. I really want the Frank is Fine blanket. I want the Frank is Fine blanket. I might need to... Oh, it's unpublished right now. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Yeah, the Frank is Fine blanket. This would be a fantastic blanket. I'm just saying. Be a fun blanket. I want to get this hat too at some point. Like, I got this one, but I don't have... I want this one now.
The updated logo.
Yeah, with the updated logo.
And then, of course, my favorite.
Frank is this. This is one of the baby dragons, quote unquote. Frank is someone who dressed up for a costume party and got lost and ended up in the dragon community. That is who Frank is. He is the rarest dragon on the site. The only human on the site right now. Yeah, he's just a guy that got lost and is now part of the dragon community. That is who Frank is. And yeah, and this is one of the backgrounds that you can pick from. And so we got the This Is Fine background and put that behind Frank to get Frank is Fine. You can actually yeah, selling your avatar. Hey, no. To be fair, I knew exactly what I was doing when I put those images on there, and I'm like, Fial's gonna make this his backdrop. I'm like, there's no way Fial doesn't make this his backdrop as soon as he unlocks it. And I knew you were gonna unlock it because you were like hoarding gold. So I knew you would have it immediately, and I'm like, this is gonna be the profile picture immediately. So to be fair, I knew what I was doing, and I made the conscious choice. You're stealing my stuff. You're stealing my idea that I gave you. I knew you were gonna love that though. I'm like, this is fantastic. I need to have this background. Because I knew the Frank was great, and then I found the background. I'm like, this is gonna be my favorite combination. This is gonna be fantastic. I really wish I could do more stickers. What I want to do is have like a print on demand stickers, so that way you could print your dragon and background combination, because you can combine different dragons and backgrounds, and you can now download the image. And I'd love to have like a print on demand, so you can like pay like $10 and get like 10 stickers of your dragon or something. But I haven't found a way to do that. It's also not like a high priority, but I think it'd be cool. No, it's because I'm the owner, so all of the unpublished stuff is showing up for me. A lot of this stuff is unpublished. Like the Western Server Challenge 23, the Western Server Challenge 22, all this stuff is unpublished. I'm just the owner. The Bats t-shirt is unpublished. Technically, I made this for myself to wear to a tournament. I was like, Bats is being at this tournament whether he likes it or not. I actually wore that shirt while accepting my prize at the tournament. I got first place. And I wore this shirt. All right, I am gonna wrap it up here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Good talking with you all. Who else is live that we can raid? All right. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed. And shout outs to Sumego Dragon and my lessons. Lessons. If you would like me to teach you, there is a tournament deal going on that you can use to get a discount on the lessons right now. And it will support me going to the Go tournament. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.